The pressure is on under the snow-capped peaks of the Alps. 5 competitors will aim to be crowned champion here on the Italian track. The only thing between them and glory is everybody else. Hello and welcome to Italy for round 12 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship. We've travelled to the Franciacorta International Circuit, located near Brescia in the north of the country. This is the second year World RX has visited Franciacorta, which again plays host to the penultimate round of the season and will see champions crowned in front of the motorsport mad Italian fans. Last round in Turkey, a broken drive shaft put paid to championship leader Peter Solberg's chances. He limped round to finish last in his semi-final. Meanwhile, title rival Timmy Hansen took full advantage of Solberg's misfortune, bagging his 3rd win of the season after a tough battle in the final with Andreas Backerud.
To win in Turkey again, you know, it's so unbelievable when you cross the line first in a World Rallycross race. You know, you work so hard for this, and the way I had to work for it in Turkey as well. You know, the fight was massive, but we came out on top. Wow. To be honest, the small gap that we have now to Peter is a big surprise and a big bonus. I think we have been like 50-something points behind that's the biggest, and now we're just 19. So, you know, I just gotta keep focusing on doing these great races, and well, if he makes any mistake, I'm hoping to immediately be there, and that's what I have to focus on.
Hansen is the only driver who can catch Solberg, and his latest victory sees the lead diminished to 19 points. With both drivers having 3 wins this season, Solberg will need to be 31 points clear of Hansen come the final checkered flag if he is to become champion here in Italy.
I think it will be difficult to win the championship this weekend, but of course, you know, I need 12 points more than Timmy. At the end of the day, you know, he has been very strong for many of the last races, so for him I can't control, but for myself I'm after just to win this race. That's it, very simple.
Another strong performance from Peugeot Hansen last round sees them with a 79-point lead over last year's champions Ford MSC. With 2 drivers scoring points towards the team championship at each event, the mathematical permutations are complex. If the title fight is to continue to Argentina, Peugeot Hansen would need to have a catastrophic meltdown of form, and the Ford MSC squad an absolutely stellar performance this weekend.
This is the biggest thing you can do as a team. We have done it so far, and we hope that we will be able to bring it one step more.
This is the final round of the season for the European Supercar Championship. Tommy Rustad has a 6-point lead over championship rival Jérôme Grosset-Janin. If Rustad can increase his lead to 14 points after the heats, he is champion. Otherwise, it will be a nail-biting finale to the season come the semis and the final.
It will mean a lot for me because I was dreaming about this since I was 10 years old. And I have been following rallycross since I was a small boy, and I have always been dreaming about to be a European champion in rallycross.
Italy also marks the end of the RX light season. Championship leader Kevin Hansen will be thankful second-place man Thomas Brindersen missed the first round back in Portugal. Since then, he's taken 4 wins in a row. However, Hansen's 11-point margin leaves him in command of the title, with work to do for the chasing Brindersen and Eriksson.
I try to not think about it too much, but I think if we just do a good race, we get some good points, and just be in front of Thomas and Kevin, I think we'll be fine. But if we just get 20 points, we'll be all right. So, yeah, I try to do my best, and we'll see what we can do. If we win the RX Light Championship, we will get to drive in Argentina, and that will be really cool in the Supercar. And hopefully we can do it. We'll see. And I would love to be on the start line with Timmy and Davey in Argentina for sure.
Coming up, we've got highlights of the action from Heats 1 and 2, the best of the action from Heat 3. It's crunch time in Heat 4. Who will make the semi-final cut? We've got the Euro RX Supercar final review, the World RX Supercar semi-finals live, the live RX Lights final, and the World RX Supercar final live. Here's the track preview presented by Ion Cameras. Italy with a couple of changes this year. The long run down to last year's Joker is gone. We've got a Joker on gravel now and a hairpin in the middle of the track where they ran down to the rear before. 1,390 metres. We're riding on board with Gigi Gali in his brand new Kia Supercar. The Italian lets go of the handbrake and fires the car off the line. Down into turn one, it's narrowed through here and up over the first jump. Big air onto gravel. This section is wider than last year, 2 cars wide, and then into a left-hander onto tar. Sweeping through the left, then the Joker lap splits off to the left and the main lap goes right, braking to make sure the car stays on the ground over the crest and into a tight right-hand hairpin. Close to the curbs and then on the power. The Joker lap merges from the left here. It's high speed on gravel and then back onto tar as they pull gears towards the hairpin. A great opportunity for overtaking. Around the long hairpin to the right. Tyre bales on the inside to stop the drivers from cutting. It's over a small crest and then dropping into the left for the last corner before the finish line. A run down the straight, you can see the start in the distance. It's in the opposite direction from the finish straight and around the hairpin to rejoin the lap. The action in Italy began before the heats had started. Manfred Stoll suffered this end-over-end crash after his steering broke on the jump landing. He was okay, but the car needed some serious work ahead of Heat 1. Euro RX Championship leader Tommy Rustad set an impressive time early in the first heat, but RX newcomer and ex-F1 driver Gianni Morbidelli had a rougher start to his day, the Italian coming off worst from a messy start in his race. Johan Kristoffersson was fired out of the pack into an early lead when his teammate Linner had braked out potential contact in the first corner. Rainis Nitish looked quicker than PG Anderson, but couldn't find a way past until PG made a mistake on the gravel hairpin. Kristoffersson took the flag and the fastest time so far. Timmy Hansen got a clean start, but his teammate Genet was further back in the pack. The flying Frenchman passed Max Pouscher over the jump and then got stuck into Petter's older brother Henning. The fight lasted several corners, but he eventually managed to grab the place and protect Timmy's lead to the flag. Timur Timosyanov continued his run of recent form with a very brave start that would ultimately net him a light-to-flag victory and an impressive time overall. Petter Solberg ended up third off the start of his race, but made short work of passing Malloy as they took the jump. Later in the lap, he passed Grosjean in with a great move on the brakes. The Frenchman wisely followed Solberg all the way to the flag to sit just behind Rustad in the Euro RX ranking, with Solberg doing the same in the World RX class just behind Kristoffersson. The first race of Heat 2 saw a great fight between Morbidelli in Munich Motorsport and Karai in his brand new Audi Supercar. The pair swapped places several times and crossed the line very close together, but it went to Karai. Liam Doran set a time that would have seen him at the top end of Heat 1. PG Anderson looked likely to do a similar job until broken suspension caused a spectacular spin and his eventual retirement. Worse was to come for Ollie O'Donovan after he was pushed wide by Rajala at the jump, with a roll the end result for the Irish. Vibey got the jump wrong too in his race, lucky to stay on 4 wheels after being nudged wide at the start. Ex-GP3 racer Tamas Paukis showed his class on his debut in the series with a great pass on Nitish at the hairpin, but in the end, the Latvian got back past. Championship hopeful Timmy Hansen laid down the gauntlet by going fastest so far in his Peugeot, but it didn't take long for Solberg to respond. The world champion got an incredible start in his race and was on an absolute flyer, pushing Solberg's style and smashing the next best time by nearly 2 seconds.
You know, after the Turkey, we lost a lot of points, so now we did a 1.5 days test. We didn't have any choice, Yeah, he's 19 points behind, and I really want to go for a big pusher, and straight away it works, and we can get it even faster.
And the good way to stay out of trouble is to be way in front of everyone else.
It always helps, for sure, and it's the cheapest way.
Timmy Hansen's run of overnight TQs ended by Petter Solberg top of the table, Kristoffersson second, Timosyanov a very impressive third. At the minute, Nitish and Doran are just inside the top 12.
Halfway through qualifying here in Italy, we have the European Rallycross Championship leader, Tommy Rustad. Tommy, talk us through heats 1 and 2.
Heat 1 was very good. I had a perfect start. It was only 3 cars of us, and I was able to drive my own speed and push as hard as I could, and that was good enough for a totally 4th place. So that was very good. In the second heat, I was in a heat with a lot of top drivers, and the start was okay. I was going out after Petter Solberg and Johan Kristoffersson, and unfortunately I was hitting the curbs with my rim in the first gravel corner. So I get a puncture, and then I lost a lot of time. So I managed to take the car back off the finish line, but it was not good for me in the championship.
Your battle in the championship is with Jerome Grosjean, but what's impressive is that your speed is matching the world supercar drivers. That must make you feel good.
It is, but we still need to do everything right to win the European Championship. So I need to put the focus on that championship, which is the main thing for us. So it's a good feeling to be on there out with the top drivers, and I hope I can drive the World Championship next year, because I feel that's the place I want to be. So, but now we are focused on the Europeans, and yes, the speed is good, and I'm getting back now in rallycross after being out for many years.
And just quickly, give us an idea of if you've got the maths in your head of what you have to do and when you have to do it to have beaten Jerome Grosjean.
I just need to make a focus of myself to do a perfect run, no mistakes, but now I was unlucky because the track is so bad with all the loose gravel. So I just need to focus on myself.
Jerome, excellent performance in heats 1 and 2. How was it for you?
It was good. Heat 1 was pretty good. Tommy gave a lot of pressure, winning his one, and of course doing a very fast time. And I get a good one. Started in front of Peter, and then had a good fight. It gave me 5th overall, so it was a good performance, and it gave me a place of 5th for the heat 2, beside Tommy again. So fight will be until the end of the championship. So it's pretty exciting, and now I know that we have still a lot of job to do. So I'm feeling good. I'm confident with what we are doing with all the team, and we still want to work to give our best. Each one here wants to give his best, so this is the main thing for me.
Hello, my name's Andrew Coley. Joining me in the commentary box this weekend is Tim Harvey, ex-British Touring Car star and champion. And reporting from the paddock, as always, is Neil Cole. The early heat races in Heat 3, as you can see, were in heavy rain. It had rained overnight and it remained slippery as the drivers took to the track. It was Paye who took the first win and Bratton who slid to second. PG Anderson was next up. The Markland Motorsport driver was on an absolute flyer. Being an ex-rally man, he took to the conditions fantastically and took a dominant and very fast win. Serrazan got the better of Rustad at the start. Rustad, of course, the leader of the European Rallycross Championship, chasing him through turn 2. Then made this move on the standard lap over the crest. Braked late and turned in across the front of Serrazan. Managed to hold on in that corner and hold on all the way to the checkered flag. Gerland Shisharit in the Mini, right-hand side of your screen. A little bit of contact at the start. Unfortunately, made a big misjudgment and ended up in the wall. Heavy impact for him. That was his race over. James Grint, a slightly lesser impact, locked the brakes up at the end of the straight, and it was Karai who took the win. OC Vaby in P4 on the grid. You can see how much he struggled for traction. The drivers were now starting to gamble on whether they went on slicks or wets. Nitish was on wets, was flying out front, and he took the quickest time from PG. His teammate Backerud was next up. Davy Genet got the better of him at the start while Alexander Wahl span around. This was the Joker lap merge. Genet on the outside and Backerud on the inside. Backerud had done enough. The Frenchman couldn't take it. Backerud took the flag while Wahl caught fire at the line. Coming towards the end of Heat 3. Cars are rolling up to the line now. Heikkinen on the inside. Tord Linnerud next to him, and Tom Markland, Manfred Stoll and JB Dubourg.
Stoll in his battered but running car.
Good job by the team to get that repaired yesterday. De Bourg away from the line. Great start by Stoll, absolutely stunning start. Manfred Stoll, Markland pushed into a spin. Hakkinen goes round two, avoiding action taken there by Linnerud. Linnerud managed to avoid them, but two spinners off the start. Manfred Stoll, that was a rocket ship of a start.
He's been the star of the meeting so far. After rolling his car in practice, he dragged it round in the first heat. Look, that car's not going anywhere, I'm afraid, Tommy. But Stoll dragged it round in the first race. It was crabbing. They hadn't had time to set it up. He then won his second race, and now, and look at him go. He's absolutely
on slicks, Tim. So
through.
they've taken the gamble on slicks. You know, as the track condition changed again, Hakkinen out of the car. So that's the second event that Hakkinen had heavy damage. Oh, looks back at the car and tells him what he thinks.
Well, we'll see that start again, won't we? But it was a nasty accident. But it'd be interesting to see what Stoll's pace is. But of course, there are yellow flags out there, so he's going to have to be a little bit careful.
Top his car in the middle of the road, but it seems that it doesn't affect the line too much. And Markland, in fact, despite that moment at the start, has managed to get on the back. Linnerud's jokered already, so Hakkinen's out, Linnerud's jokered. And they managed to chase him down, so Manfred Stoll understeer into the hairpin and then oversteer out of it. Markland actually doing a great job there. He's been on pace this weekend. A shame not to see his teammate Andrew Jordan. They've had a technical problem with the car, and because the car's going straight to Argentina afterwards, he's been unable to take the start today.
Yeah, great shame for Andy Jordan fans. He was looking good in that car, but not here, not able to compete the weekend after engine and transmission problems yesterday.
On the brakes, Stoll at the hairpin at the end. Reports back from the start line that those who are starting on wets are struggling for traction off the line. It might be the course, the tyre of choice during the lap, but maybe not off the start. But then this morning we heard as well that the grip levels at the grid had changed enormously. Yesterday, cars bogging down in the dry because there's so much grip. This morning, four-wheel drive supercars struggling to get off the line.
Yeah, well, it wasn't. I mean, obviously, as we know, Stoll's on the dry tyre and got off the line very nicely indeed. But around the rest of the lap, it's difficult to say what the times, which tyre is quicker. Oh, poor Topi Hakkinen.
Yeah, he's not looking over the moon about that, is he? It's the second first corner crash in Heat 3 for Topi in 2 events. That off in Turkey, that was with David Genet, wasn't it? So that was not a great weekend for Topi. I think he'll be disappointed. He was the runner-up in the championship last year, and this year hasn't quite been there. So looking at the lap times, Manfred Stoll's done a 46.1 as his best.
He will have to joker on this lap, as will Markland.
So he's only 0.5 off, isn't he? So Stoll on the dries is 0.5 off Nittich's best lap, which was a 45.6, and Nittich was, what was Nittich on?
But remember, that fastest lap is always done on the first lap with the flying start into the first corner.
De Bourg coming out behind Stoll on the merge. Everybody's jokered. So De Bourg is right there, right behind Manfred Stoll. It's another impressive run from the Frenchman in the C4. An older car that's still got the pace. Stoll gives it a big chuck through the hairpin over the line. De Bourg almost catching up. Markland running really wide. Markland did well there. When you consider what happened in the first corner, Markland did well, and Linnerud across the line in fourth. Of course, Hakkinen won't be taking the flag. There's the car, which needs a fair old bit of work again. Here's the result. Stoll with the win, 3:14.1. It's not quick, so Nittich's was a 3:08, Bakker at a 3:10. Jean-Baptiste de Bourg with a 3:14.6. Then it was Markland, Linnerud and Hakkinen with that DNF. Heavy front damage on the car. Can they fix it in time for Heat 4? Stoll slots in only in 7th place. So the Ford's looking good at the top. This was away from the line. Great start, Stoll, but what's gone on in the background?
Just the cars again pushing towards that inside, and Hakkinen was the worst affected with being turned round headfirst into the barrier.
Big front end damage. If I remember correctly, it was the same. It was front end damage in Turkey as well. He ploughed into the back of David Genet, who'd hit the tyre barriers on the outside. So that car in the wars, and of course, not only have they got to repair it for Heat 4 here, but it's going in a crate to Argentina on Tuesday. So anybody, Stoll again, heavy damage on this car. Some of these guys are going to be got in a bit of a fight to get those cars fully fit for the long trip to Argentina.
Manfred, great race, especially considering after the accident yesterday, the team have done a good job.
Yeah, incredible job. I mean, every success we have yesterday and today is up to the team, not to me. And I'm happy to still be in the race, and good weather condition for me. I like this.
The final heat race of Heat 3. These are the fastest guys, of course, from Heat 2, coming up to the line. The world champion, Petter Solberg, on the inside. Johan Kristoffersen in P2. Timmy Hansen chasing Solberg for the title. But then alongside him is Solberg's teammate, Liam Doran. And then Timur Timosyanov on the outside. Look at Timmy Hansen firing himself up.
We love that.
Revs are up, the anti-lag's on. Final heat race of Heat 3. Oh, Solberg jumped the start. Tim Harvey said that last night. We talked about this. We thought he gambled the start in Heat 2, and the world champion has gambled it again, Tim.
He got away with it yesterday, and I said to you, the problem with getting away with it once is you think you can do it again. He was always going to try. He didn't need to do it. It was so blatant, he's going to have to joker twice.
And this is not the place to joker twice, because we're talking 3.5 seconds. Lowy Akre, he took a few gambles on it, 1.2 seconds. So Petter Solberg, he will know. He will know that that was a mistake. He looks frustrated. That's slightly sort of pursed lips there. Oh, dear.
Yes, caught, I think, is
yes,
the
caught.
But so unnecessary.
Well, Solberg then takes a gamble. Is it going to cost him in qualifying? Overnight, of course, he was the leader. Thumbs up. Solberg with 2 jokers to do. Can he get the job done? Don't put it past him. He's done it before. Even starts. Solberg, though, finds the traction. Kristoffersen's gone with him. Hansen slots into 3rd place. Doran is outside him. Doran on the inside with the right-hander, but Hansen gets past, so Hansen's in P3. Solberg leads. Hammer down for Solberg. He's got to go for it, Tim.
Well, sometimes when he's behind, you see the best of Petter, don't you? And he's done the right thing by getting the start well. He will absolutely fly. Remember, in the second, he was 2 seconds quicker than anyone else.
He was on an absolute fly. Liam Doran goes straight into the joker lap. On board here, we're getting a better look at what it looks like when you're behind in a rallycross car. Solberg, the only man with a clean screen. Tim, what's the strategy here? 2 jokers to do. These guys are all quick, so it doesn't really matter if he goes back in traffic, but is he just going to hold on, do you think, until lap 3 and bosh them out together?
He should really go laps 3 and 4 and try and get as big a gap as he can while he's at the front in clean air, but he's not breaking away, is he? And that's maybe because he's on those dry tyres, you know. I don't think they're quicker. Remember, Nitish went quickest on wets.
A gamble on the tyres and a gamble on the start. When you're leading the World Championship, you're desperate to hold Timmy Hansen behind you. You know, a strange strategy maybe. Into the joker lap. That is, I think it's Hansen's gone into the joker. So Hansen in the joker. Dirt flies up. Hansen's going to come out in front of, I think, who's gone before him. Doran's gone, and Hansen comes out a long way in front of Liam. Doran seems to be struggling. So Timosyanov hasn't joked, and Hansen now is going to try and chase him down.
And Norris Kristoffersen, who's probably in the pound seat at the moment. We'll see when they take theirs. But we realise, obviously, that Solberg's got to take the first of his 2 jokers on this lap.
And we already know, you know, here he's not dropping them. So he's done this. I think it was Belgium earlier this year that he had to take 2 jokers in 1 race. It was amazing. He did a fantastic job. But Kristoffersen is right with him. He's gone with him. Petter hasn't managed to drop him. Here's the first of his 2 jokers. Oh, and behind, understeer. Timosyanov with an absolutely massive understeer slides off. And now that's going to bottle Hansen up. Hansen's not going to be over the moon about that because he's already joking and Timur hasn't. The Russian driver runs a bit wide. Petter Solberg comes in front of Timmy, so if it was 1 joker, it would have been job done. But he's got 2 to do. Hansen is not going to want to wait behind the Russian. Hansen's going to go brave on the brakes. Oh, he's right in the back of Timosyanov. A little tap from him. Timur will know he's there. Another one. Out of the way, Timur. I want to come through, says Timmy.
Yeah, as they come across the line, onto the last lap. Hansen looking down the inside.
Oh,
Timosyanov looking down the inside of Solberg.
Timosyanov's going to do Solberg, so Solberg gets a little tap from Timosyanov on the brakes. He's in front. Solberg gets pushed wide. He won't want to make a mistake now. Solberg is sideways. Hansen's right behind him. Timosyanov's done well there to get past him, and Solberg has to joker again. Solberg pulls off to the left. Hansen is behind Timosyanov. Hansen up the inside of Timosyanov over the jump crest, and he runs a little bit wide too. Is that Solberg?
No, that was Timosyanov. Oh, it's Solberg. He hasn't taken a second.
Solberg hasn't taken his second joker. Hansen runs wide, so Solberg. I was sure it was Timosyanov because we were sure Solberg had to go to the joker. So Solberg has not jokered twice. That will be, I think, a 30-second penalty over the line. Well, how on earth has that happened? So Solberg has only jokered once.
Yeah, he knows the rules. Look, realisation.
Disaster for the world champion. He drops his window net down to have a look up out of the car.
He was embroiled in that little battle, wasn't it? And maybe he forgot, but that's what the spotters are for. I mean, it's a no-brainer. You have to take it.
That is a massive mistake. Gambled on the tyres, gambled on the start. Solberg with a 30-second penalty for a missed joker. He's last in his heat race, and that's going to drop him a long way down. Doran just ahead of him. Then Hansen was caught up in that fight with Timosyanov. And then Johan Kristoffersen taking the win with a 309.9. Wow, Kristoffersen then is on the pace. He splits the two Ford MSC cars. Genet remains in fourth. Timmy Hansen not on the first page, but most importantly for him, his championship rival, Petter Solberg, jumped the start and didn't take the penalty joker lap, so Solberg will be a long way back. Solberg with that double jump start then, and it takes the lead, Tim, but he can't get away. You know, he just can't break the rest of the train of cars following him through.
Well, he'd also, apart from the jump start, he'd also started on dry tyres, which at this point of the game wasn't a tyre to be on. So he's got Kristoffersen all over the back of him. He can't break away.
No chance to do two jokers and come out in front of everybody. There was the first of the jokers, look, and then this was the problem. Then he got caught up in a fight with Timosyanov and Hansen. So did he get distracted here? Because, you know, really, he knew he jumped the start. He knew he had two jokers to do.
He was so busy concentrating on them and racing them that he forgot to take his second joker.
This was up and over the jump with Timosyanov alongside him, if you remember. Timosyanov, I think, managed, there we are, and this was where Petter should have gone to the joker and didn't. Went up the inside there at Timmy Hansen. Bit of contact between the two. He thinks to himself, happy days, I've got a place back. Crosses the line to get a radio message saying, 30-second penalty, you missed your joker.
I know that you like wet conditions, so this should suit you.
Yeah, definitely. That's why I want to be P1, but I mean, it's a long day.
Thank you.
Kristoffersen, all smiles, looking relaxed. Thumbs up from him, and that's because he is now at the top of the table. Timosyanov with a fantastic performance, and look at that. Hansen, just been there or thereabouts, ends up in P3. Behind him, the two Fords that Peugeot are fighting for the team's championship, Bakker and Nittish. Solberg only down in sixth, even with that problem. So they're both going to go through, but Solberg likes to be at the front of the semis. Liam Doran, he's just clinging on to a place. Petter's brother Henning just outside, along with Toppy, with that damaged car. Well, as is customary now, we've got some wonderful slow-motion pictures for you, starting with Tommy Rustad. Tim Harvey, that is a heavy old landing over the jump.
Well, that's what you get off a flying start here. 25 kilometres faster off the start over that first jump. Huge air.
Now, Timosyanov here, and he's taken a different approach, so either out of the hairpin, but also maybe just squashing it. At the end of the day, flying, you can damage the car, and also it's about getting the traction again after the jump.
Yeah, time spent in the air is not time going forward, so Guy Wilkes gave me the tip on this. You drag the brake with your left foot a little bit going up the ramp, and Supercross style on the motocross, it scrubs the jump a little bit and keeps the car flatter.
This is Liam Doran through the left-hander. Now, this is the gravel left-hander where they then transition to tyre. We've got a little bit of a bump which has developed between the two surfaces since free practice, which we're looking at here. But Doran yesterday, great to see the British bomb back going quickly.
Yeah, it is. I think that little section of the track will cut up a little bit, particularly during the day if it's wet, which we could see more trouble there. But look at that slow-mo of the front wheel. You can really see the action going on there. Liam on fire again this weekend, hoping for a trouble-free weekend.
There he is on fire, literally. Look, flames from the exhaust of the DS3. He goes left, that's where the joker lap splits off. The standard lap going right. Liam heading down onto the gravel section, which follows that. Now we're looking at one of the Ford MSC cars. And I think going left as well, it's Nittish. Almost picking up a rear wheel, Tim.
Yeah, the cars have a lot of roll in them, obviously, to get the weight on the front, to change direction quickly, get the back end round. It's all about changing direction and good traction. Here we see Larson in his very individual car. Look at the rear coming up as he steps on the brakes, all the weight going on the front to stop the car. The car's having to brake there on that transition before the dirt for the second jump.
Davy Genet in the Peugeot Hansen, of course, winner in Germany earlier this year. And again, the car leaning over, maybe not quite so much as the Ford, managing to maintain grip on that rear left. And again, now you can kind of decide whether to go left or straight.
But look at the black lines. He's hard on the power. The car might be sliding, but he's got all four wheels spinning.
Now this is the run-up to what last year was the second jump, and this year, Tim, it's different because, of course, they could fly this last year. This year, they've got a hairpin just after it.
Yeah, as we saw on that other shot, they're braking just there on the concrete section. Otherwise, they'd overshoot the corner. Somebody might do that this weekend, but we think the split between the Joker and this is about 3.5 seconds.
Just squashing the jump nicely. Dust flying up, and then hooking it to the right and into the hairpin. Great stuff as always. The heavy rain continued into the start of Heat 4, and it didn't go well for Rennie Munich. Left at the start line as Schischerit, and Heikkinen disappeared off into the mist. Heikkinen, great drive by the Finn. He held on to take the win. Petter Solberg made the most of being one of the lower heats with a fantastic start. We saw him off into the distance and probably getting the best track conditions we could expect in Heat 4. Meanwhile, Grint was pushed round by Sarnecki in this little moment at the hairpin. He managed to recover, but nobody got near Petter. It was a stunning time. Walfridson, Morbidelli and Veiby went through turn 1 side by side and then over the jump as well. Veiby somehow managed to fight his way through into second place. He later got past Malloy, and Veiby took the win. Jerome Grosjean got tagged by Karai at the start in his race. A disaster for the Euro RX frontrunner. Dropped a long way back and then struggled for the rest of the race with a right rear puncture. He made the finish, but it was Rajala who took the flag. Race 5 of Heat 4, rolling up to the line to take their grid positions. Peter Hedstrom is on the inside with Ollie O'Donovan next to him. Tamas Palkis in the middle of the grid, Eitan Serazan and Fabien Paillet.
You know what? The adrenaline will have kicked in. He won't be worrying about that. He'll just be concentrating on those lights.
And as the lights change, Ollie dropping back. Tamas Palkis with a great start from the middle slot on the grid. Oh no, Ollie spun round! Ollie spun round. Everybody manages to avoid him. Damage doesn't look too much, but he will not want that when he's already sore. Everybody in the paddock will not want to see that. They all worked so hard to get the car ready.
Yeah, fortunately it went in backwards against the tyres, and he has got going again.
So Ollie O'Donovan really, really in the wars this weekend. Everybody helping out. Great to see in the Rallycross paddock. The spirit of motorsport still very much alive. And the outside on the Joker, Fabien Paillet.
Yeah, and I saw O'Donovan spinning at the back, so maybe he's got further damage. The car just rotated, so I think he's got further damage, probably not surprising to the rear of the car. But good start by Palkis, and he's away.
Let's have a little chat about Palkis. So this guy last year was at the front end of international single-seater racing. Very despondent when it turned out that he couldn't continue the career. We all know how expensive single-seaters is. Comes across to this, he's hoping to do the full European Rallycross Championship next year. And I'll tell you what, Tim, you'd put a few quid on him, wouldn't you?
Well, it's more than that. He's sort of lost his love of motorsport almost,
yes,
because of the hardship of trying to pursue that single-seater dream. He's reinvigorated in a rallycross arena where it's exciting and you can be competitive, and that's what it's all about. But Andy, as I keep telling you, racing drivers make great rallycross drivers.
They do make great rallycross drivers, but that's the beauty of this, isn't it? That we've got drivers coming from all these different disciplines. I'm sure it won't be long before somebody comes in from Speedway or, you know, MotoGP. In the end, I'd love to see it. You know, we've got an XF1 driver here. We know that recently Button and Coulthard have tried it. Everybody loves driving these cars. Palkis down to the hairpin. Bits of Ollie O'Donovan's car and the barrier line in the road. But yeah, fantastic. I hope he's with us next year in the Peugeot Hansen development squad. Gonna just squash this crest with the brakes, and it's even more important to get turning down that hairpin now. It's been a bit wild in this one, but it's good to see he's leaving behind the single-seater tidy style.
Yeah, exactly. He's adapted to the wild rallycross style very nicely, but it's great learning for him. This is a learning year for him, and he's really, and his pace has impressed.
His brother had raced in Hungarian rallycross before, and Tamas Palkis has won some Hungarian rallycross events this year. Not in this car. This is his first run in an event in the Peugeot Hansen machine, one of last year's works cars. Eric Farren used it to good effect to win the last round of the Swedish Championship with Simpal Manis in this car, so Peugeot doing a good job of bringing a few drivers in as well.
Yeah, and he must joker. He's the only one that hasn't jokered, so We'll watch to make sure he goes sharp left here, which he does, with a reasonable gap. It is slower, about 4 seconds, as we keep saying on the Joker. And of course, the cars can look to the right and see their opposition coming at them, can't they? But he's going to make it.
It's going to be close between them. He's just about going to get the gas on in front of Peter Hedström. Hedström onto the straight. Hedström stays on the inside. Just looking. Palkis moves across to brake and shut the door. Not sure he really needed to. He's far enough ahead, but Hedström got what he wanted. Yeah, Palkis had to compromise his line, and that might give you the chance to take the pass. Look at Hedström on the gas over the line, but not enough. Palkis holds on for the checker flag. And Ollie O'Donovan coming down the straight. So O'Donovan, the car's still going, but...
Yeah, damage to the rear. Yeah, it's dragging on the ground, isn't it? Something broken at the back there.
Hard weekend for O'Donovan, really hard, and for the team. Takes a flag. Element of the rear wing missing as well. Broken rear lights, so in the wars very much. There we are, the rear wing of Ollie O'Donovan's car lying stricken in the road. I'm sure he'll want that back. Hopefully one of the marshals will hand it to him. Tamas Palkis takes it with a 3:18.7. 3:19.4 for Peter Hedström. Then we have Fabian Pye, Gaetan Serazan and Ollie O'Donovan. His fastest of those is 7th for Tamas Palkis. So do you think the track's going slower, Tim?
Well, it's definitely not getting any quicker, is it? It's getting wetter and it's getting more cut out. Here we see the start again. Watch O'Donovan. He looks like he's okay there, but just gets tagged at the rear as he turns in.
Hedström,
by Hedström. It was just one of those things. Oh, the boot came open, bit of downforce.
Yeah, with the rear wing missing, the tailgate up to replace it. But yeah, Ollie, a bit sore from yesterday. We wish you well, Ollie. Palkis displaying fantastic car control for a man who's come from, you know, the super accurate world of single-seaters. The guy's not afraid of getting sideways. So I really think he could be one to watch next year. If he wants to do the full European Championship, let's hope that we might see him mixing it with the front runners there. Great win for him.
Tony, give us some idea how much work it took to put Ollie's car back together again.
Well, we had an hour's sleep this morning, but we also had some fellow competitors, mechanics coming round and drivers helping, so without them and the loan of some of their parts and equipment, we wouldn't have made it, so we're really lucky to be here.
Next heat race is on the line, good to go. Timmy Hansen on the inside, Anton Markland, then Liam Doran, Henning Solberg and Tord Linnerud. Hansen super focused on the lights, wants to make sure he gets the best start possible. He's on that inside slot, it's tough from there. Markland alongside him, Doran in the middle. You know that Henning Solberg is brave, Linnerud not shy either. Oh, bad start for Henning Solberg. Timmy Hansen drops back too. He's going to slot in behind Markland. Very wise from Hansen, plays it safe in the back of Markland, but it's Liam Doran who leads.
Great start by Liam. He got the jump, pulled the gears early, got the traction. Look at the visibility.
On board with Hansen, and that gives you an idea. This is on the tarmac, Tim, so onto the dirt section, so much worse.
What tarmac?
Yeah, it's all gone. It's all under gravel and dirt. On board with Hansen now, coming out off the gravel onto the tar. We know that this entire straight now is covered. And Doran's window, so Doran's window is out, and that is on the driver's side of the car. So Liam loses the window pane. He's going to hope that not too much water comes in, because that will be splashing up into his eyes. There's standing water on his track. Hansen is all over the back of Liam Doran. So Liam Doran coming down towards the braking zone. Hansen has a look up the inside. There's not quite enough space. Can he get past him?
Well, this was the problem for Hansen in the last heat. He was stuck in traffic. Look at the mud that comes off there. You need gallons of water coming through on your wipers to keep that clear. As you say, the whole track now really treacherous, and therefore Timmy's gone for the Joker. Get out of the mud.
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say, you know, this isn't necessarily about traffic. It's about visibility. If you want to drive committed, Markland and Solberg are both joking. This is Markland coming around for the inside. Markland struggled down on the standard lap. Hansen gets out, so ahead of Hansen now is Linnerud. Here's Linnerud. Linnerud hasn't joken. Unfortunately for Timmy, it's not paid off Tim, because he's come out into traffic and into more poor visibility.
Yeah, keep traffic does it, and then Linnerud could actually go another lap before jokering.
Hansen up the inside of Linnerud.
Needs to pass him here. Go on, up the inside.
Oh, late on the brakes. Timmy Hansen up the inside with a super clean pass. Absolutely fantastic pedaling.
Yeah, teed that up coming off the final corner, but Linnerud's fighting back.
Hansen's got the inside for the left-hander. Really, great judgment again of risk by Timmy. There's Kenneth Hansen on the radio now, filling Timmy in with what he needs to know. Liam Doran's still the leader, but Timmy will now try to hunt him down as Linnard goes off to take his joker lap. So Hansen in the 208. There's Markland behind him. Markland doing well this weekend too. Good run from him.
You know, visibility is now becoming the big issue, definitely, on this race. Liam's still out in front. He's got to take his joker on this last lap.
Had to wait so long there to get back on the throttle. It was like the car didn't want to turn in.
Yeah, he's struggling a little bit. Look, even there, he didn't want to turn in particularly well.
3.8 seconds we're hearing is the gap between Liam and Timmy. We know the joker in these conditions is about 4 seconds. What's your guess here, Tim Harvey?
I think if Timmy drives a nice lap here, he probably might do. It's going to be close.
It's going to be very close indeed.
No, if both the cars come onto the dirt at the same time, usually the car on the standard lap wins.
On the inside, Timmy Hansen over the bumps. Liam Doran carrying more speed off the joker lap. Doran is wide, Hansen is up the inside. What's going to happen on the brakes at the far end of the straight? They're going to drag it out right to the braking zone. Liam tests the brakes once. Hansen commits to them in one place. Liam gives Hansen a little tap up the inside. Of course, Peter Solberg's teammate. Another little tap into the back, but hasn't paid off for Liam. Liam sideways. Timmy Hansen takes the win just from Liam Doran with Anton Markin in third. Great race there, and Timmy Hansen mega on the brakes. Great stuff. Oh, here's Henning. So Henning had a problem in the Beetle.
He's got a puncture on the left rear. Look, it's coming off the rim.
Still on the gas though.
Yeah, still giving it a big one.
Lights it
individual
up.
car. Great to see it out there.
Individual driver as well. Henning was great. We saw this one, and that's it. That's how you cross the line sideways. Well done, Henning. Tyre completely off the rim. Timmy Hansen with a 3:12.0. Liam Doran just behind 4/10. That all happened in the last two corners. Then Markland was right with them. Linnard and Henning Solberg a long way back with that puncture. That puts Timmy right in behind Petter, his championship rival. So that's on for a fight all the way through. If it goes to the end, the championship's going to go to Argentina. Off the line, Henning, the worst of the starts. Liam did well, and then Hansen was bottled up behind Markland here.
Yeah, it just seems that Timmy can't get a break and gets caught in traffic. He elected to take the joker early. Liam lost his window, but it didn't hold him back. He was in the lead right until they came off the final transition back onto the track after the joker. This is the vision of that now. The visibility and the cutting up of the rough section, I think, is the biggest problem now we've got.
Visibility certainly, absolutely as challenging as it gets. We haven't seen an event quite like this. It was very wet in Portugal, but somehow we didn't seem to have the mud up on the windscreens. But either way, it's going to be tricky. We've got 2 races to come with the fastest guys, and they're all going to want to make it into turn 1 first.
Brilliant job by Timmy there. Really difficult conditions.
Yeah, it's really difficult, and you know, when you get behind, you can't see a lot, so sometimes you just need to take the chance that the tires is not in your way or so. But it's tricky conditions, and also I think the track is getting a little worse because it's more mud coming on and the grip is less.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
The Super 1600 Championship will also be decided here in Italy. Yannis Baumanis has a commanding 26-point championship lead over Christian Szabo. We caught up with the young Latvian to look back on his impressive season.
The main thing is that I'm in the top of the championship already from the first event, so even I was not in the final, I was the third one, but still we get more of the points from everybody, and we just do it all season long, so it was maybe sometimes up and down, but still we are at the top all of the time. So I think that's one of the main things that what can bring the championship title for this one. The worst situation, I need to finish in 12th position if Szabo win everything. So, but that's not my aim. I want to do clean race as I do always, just score as good as I can in each heat and just do my job what I can do the best. So that's not 12th position. Definitely I want to fight for the win. It will mean a lot because so much effort we have put in with all the family, sponsors, and the main team as well. So promotion have done a brilliant job all the season as well. Last year there was some mistakes from that one, what I have learned this year. So it's it's good that we are in top of the championship, and it will be a lot for me for the future as well.
Baumanis is dominating the championship, but it's a tight battle for second place, with just 10 points separating 4 drivers.
I'm sorry that I can't go for the gold now, because I really hoped and I have the speed. I was almost fastest every races, but the bad races was taking too many points from me.
The gap between Yanis and me is huge. I always said I have only mathematical chance to win, so not realistic chance. But I will focus on to keep the second place in the championship. So I will not fight for the first place. I will fight or just save the second place.
I think it's 10 points from 2 to the 5th place. So it will be a tough battle, but I think we can manage to finish second in the championship. We are faster than the others, so if we have a little bit luck this time, it will be great, and hopefully take the last victory of the season to finish with most victories of the season. Could be really great for me. It could be great when I didn't take the championship.
Two races to go in Heat 4. Second to last one is on the line now. Robin Larsson on the inside. Tommy Rustad next to him, leading the European Rallycross Championship, and at the minute the highest qualifier in that class. Manfred Stoll in third, Jean-Baptiste Dubourg fourth on the grid, and Timus Janov, who is right up there in the overall standings, on the outside. Still raining, but still smiling. Good effort from the Monster Energy girls. Wipers are on. They've been on all day, and you can see the last of the cars lining up in the background, the 2 Ford MSC machines ready to take on the final heat race in Heat 4. But this is now deciding where everyone's going to line up in the all-important semi-finals, who makes the cut and who doesn't. Quick guys away from the line. It's a good start in the middle from Stoll, but on the inside, Larsson with the best start of all, proving it can be done from slot number 1. Timus Janov from the 5th slot has ended up in 5th, so Larsson did a good job there.
Yeah, and Rustad waiting till he was on that jump before he hit the wipers. He was waiting to the last minute to get as much water on them as possible. But a good start from Larsson, who's out wide. He's out wide there, lost time there on the apex. So muddy there now.
So the advantage for Larsson is, even with that mistake now, he's got a clear screen. Kenneth Hansen saying a few moments ago that, you know, the track is now starting to get slippery everywhere, so not really getting any faster makes it difficult for these later runners. And of course Solberg, who went early in the heat thanks to his mistake in Heat 3, possibly got the better track conditions, if we can call any of the conditions today better. Another look there, I think, at Jean Todt up in the spotters tower.
Rustad trying to get past Stoll. Manfred Stoll on the wets this time. He was on dries last time, but he's on wets now. The hero of the meeting so far.
Stoll, Rustad and Timus Janov having a great fight. Only Dubourg is joking behind them, but they're actually slowing themselves up. Dubourg could close down on them, and as we say that,
he gets out of that little fight, goes his own way for visibility.
Doesn't need any trouble, does he? And he will know already that, of course, his main competitor, Jerome Grosjean, had a problem in this heat. So Rustad, if he just gets round with a half-decent time, he's going to go TQ, at least on the European side of this competition this weekend.
They both had one bad heat, haven't they? Because he had a puncture in his first heat, but then Jerome Grosjean had his accident at the start of his last time round. So, yeah, very much needs a good clean run.
Super close between those two. Manfred Stoll under immense pressure now from Timus Janov. A mistake in the hairpin, I think, cost him a bit of time there. Russian driver's really on form, isn't he, Tim? These last few events, suddenly, I think, you know, again, it's the old thing of him. Larsson is a similar situation. Rotten year, not going away, pressure's off, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, we know how quick he is from his first year in World Series. He was really quick, but it's just getting about everything gelling, and it looks good for him at the moment.
Double European champion as well, but he hasn't won an event since, I think it's Finland 2012.
Yeah. Rustad's behind Dubourg in the back there, the only two that have jokered at the moment. And they're not far back, are they?
No, and you can't, I was just about to say, you can't even see Rustad behind Dubourg there for the spray in the mud. Look at the difference on Larsson's car, a little bit of mud down the side, but other than that, look, clear screen, good to go, and he's pushing now. So Larsson with a 46.7 last time round. It's the best gap he can get, because this is the final lap and they are all going to go into the joke lap. So watch for Larsson going to the left. There he goes. I think Larsson's got enough, to be honest, because the guys behind him haven't joked either. Oh, wide in the background there. Not sure who that was, but Larson leading, and he's going to come out clearly in front. De Bourg looks like he could get second in this. So JB De Bourg, who's a podium finisher in France, is going to come out in second place. Manfred Stoll's wide, and Rustad's going to come through in fourth place. I don't think Rustad will have a dive here either.
No, I think he's going to finish there. He dropped away from De Bourg a little bit, didn't he, over that last lap? But Solberg was giving it up. Solberg. Larson was giving it everything.
Larson sideways in Solberg style.
Solberg style, that's what I meant.
Solberg style. We'll do what you meant, Tim. It's all good. And over the line, Rustad coming out of the spray of Stoll. But Rustad, I think that's going to secure him the top qualifying position.
Yeah.
Here's the result then. Larson with the win. JB De Bourg, very impressive from him, up in second place. Manfred Stoll, then Rustad and Timosyanov. Times overall, where does it put them? Larson's right up there with Hansen Solberg, so the track time's not completely gone, but can anyone get near Petter, or was that just a Petter Solberg special? Larson off the inside just seemed to get the best traction.
Yeah, got the best traction, so he could brake, turn in, get a nice sweep through, cleanly over the jump, and away he went. Rustad, meanwhile, had traffic initially, stuck behind Stoll, and decided later on to take the Joker. Nice clean car for Larson, starting the last lap.
Rustad almost got past Stoll, didn't he? Because Stoll's not really got a lot to lose here. He just wants to make the semis in the Worlds after a disaster on day one when the car went end over end. Rustad very sensibly taking the measured approach, thinking about the championship and staying out of trouble. Great job by him, but it was a win for Larson.
It looks like you've got the car and Robin set up for these conditions very well.
Yeah, it looks very good. It's very difficult in this condition, but he drive very smart and take it easy. They should take it easy and drive fast. They can drive fast, so and no mistake. That is most important. You can drive every lap without mistakes.
Final heat race of round 12 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship. On the inside, Reinis Nitish, fastest man in the last heat. Johan Kristoffersson second, then Baccarat is in third. Genet and PG Anderson out on the outside. Anderson on the outside, absolutely nothing to lose. Genet needs to help Peugeot get the manufacturer's title. Or even start. Great start by Genet, finds enough grip, and look at that, Genet straight out in front of the Fords. That's what Peugeot will want to see. The Fords have to be careful there not to hit each other. It's Nitish who's in front of Baccarat, then Kristoffersson and Anderson.
Yeah, as you say, the Fords had to be a little bit careful, but that was just sheer traction. Great start by Genet, and that's forced Nitish into going down the Joker straight away.
So the Fords then have decided to split their Joker strategy. Genet on the inside, look at the re-kick there from the bump as they exit, coming towards the tarmac section. So these wet conditions so hard on the track. Genet going defensive on the brakes, Baccarat following him in. Are they looking for grip here, Tim, or are they being a bit defensive?
A bit of both, to be honest. Sometimes you just put the car in the middle of the road when you can't see very much because it gives you more scope for error. But listen out for the Baccarat fan club. They're cheering their man on. Oh, I thought he was going to look up the inside there. He's certainly got fans on his side.
Maybe a bit of contact, but he was very fair there, wasn't he? Didn't push Genet round. Good lad, Baccarat is. Big bump there too as they exit from the gravel, and they've taped up the top of Baccarat's window there, so Baccarat goes to the Joker. Baccarat then feels he's got the measure, I think, of Genet on pace. I'm not sure that's about visibility. Genet then running a little bit deep on the brakes.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think Baccarat felt he was quicker. Look at Nitish, his teammate, coming back on. They're going to be side by side with him, and Nitish took it on lap one, the Joker.
Oh, so close, we can't even see this, but I think Baccarat's got it. He has Baccarat there with a massive tank snapper, ended up across the track, just in front of Nitish. Those guys doing very well. They're great teammates. They've not done anything stupid all year. When they run together, they just go for pace. I think Baccarat will now know Nitish won't look at him unless he makes a mistake.
Yeah, and this is interesting. Look, Kristoffersson right up behind Genet. I think Kristoffersson's very quick, but has this taking the Joker late cost him time?
So is he going to go now? Does Kristoffersson take himself out of traffic? He does. Kristoffersson out of traffic, so a similar thing to Baccarat, but look at this already. The two Fords are there already, and I think the Fords have got the overlap, so good decision from Nitish and Baccarat to go early. Kristoffersson's on the gas hard, but look at Baccarat on the inside. Oh, Baccarat clips a tyre bail. He got more grip than he thought to, and Nitish has got a run on Baccarat now. This might be the mistake that makes the lap. You have a look up the inside. Don't take your teammate out. That's the manufacturer's title. Definitely going to Peugeot, the team's championship. Being led by them by a long way, just manages to hold on.
It's really tough out there. These guys are the best drivers in the world, and they are struggling.
Not surprising, it just hasn't stopped raining all day, so the only man still to Joker is going to be Genet, and he, I don't think has anywhere nearly enough of a gap, Tim. Just look, you can see the rear wing there just leaving shot. Backer is going with him. Genet to the Joker. Backer is going to get this. I wonder how fast they're going to be.
It's going to be a Ford 1-2, and I think Kristoffersen's going to get third as well.
Looking at the lap times, Petter's best was a 45.4. Backer is doing a 46.7, so I don't think this is going to go top of the table for Heat 4, but that's probably because the track is deteriorating as well. So great job by Backer and Nitish to avoid each other and to avoid going off in these treacherous conditions. They round out the qualifying stages here in Italy with a 1-2 in the final heat race of the day. Kristoffersen crossing over the line in third. The Backer fan club have gone nuts. Fourth place to Anderson, and Genet comes across in fifth. So Genet really losing out on that last lap.
Yeah, the early leader ends up last. Must have had a mistake somewhere.
Backer with the win, 3 minutes 12.7. Then it's Nitish, Kristoffersen, PG Anderson and Davy Genet. Overall in the heat look, and Backer slots into fifth place. So Petter and Timmy Hansen, the two championship prize fighters, at the top of the table in Heat 4 in the most treacherous of conditions.
But second, third, fourth and fifth covered by just 0.6 of a second.
Super, super close. Great start by Genet, amazing traction, but didn't have the ultimate pace on the track. And slowly the drivers who were behind him were just, I've got to go. Joker, I need space. And they overlapped him big time.
Yeah, inspired by Nitish and Backer to take the Jokers early.
Kristoffersen held on, had to really, because otherwise he'd have gone with one of them. So they all went on a different lap. And in fact, they all got past Genet in the end, but Backer getting the best of everybody. Despite the rain, the Norwegian superstar comes out in front of his Latvian teammate. Qualifying stages in Italy are finished, and this is how they stand. Kristoffersen is at the top of the table, then it's Hansen and Solberg. So both the World Championship prize fighters are on the front rows of their semi-finals. Backer, Larsen, Nitish, both the Fords are in. Timozyanov, Markland, Genet, so both the Peugeots are in. But the team's title is going to go right to the end of the weekend. Linnarud, Doran makes the semis, and so does Stoll after that disaster yesterday. Both the Markland cars just missing out. Here's how they split. Odds go to semi-final 1 and evens to semi-final 2.
So a wet tyre there, and we should have a dry driver, Davy Genet. How was the heats 3 and 4? Conditions look difficult.
Yes, it's difficult and it's different compared yesterday. And now the rain is here. And I'm happy of the car because on the race it's a good time and it's performant. But for heat 3 my result is good, a good start and clear lap. But for heat 4 a very good start, brilliant start. And after for lap 3 I have a puncture, front left, and all the corner it's right, but it's a big problem for the last lap. But I'm qualified for the semi-final. Now it's another race.
Good luck in the semis, good luck with the team's championship.
Thank you.
Let's go and see if we can find Timmy Hansen, who should be over the other side of the... Now just take a look at the car. This is the car that we'll see again in the semi-finals. It'll probably be considerably cleaner than this, but that is what it looks like after Heat 4. And here is Timmy Hansen. So, Timmy, we're looking at your car. We can see how bad visibility is during those races.
Yeah, you see, this is just the side screen, but still it's absolutely no visibility through it. And, you know, when we get those splashes of mud up on the windscreen, and for the time it takes for the wiper to come down, up, down, you know, and sometimes it doesn't take all the mud. So in Heat 3 I was blind for 4 or 5 seconds, and you know, in that speed through a corner, I just didn't know where I was going, and I went off track. But it's so difficult and scary, really, when you don't see.
Now, obviously, we're up in the spotters tower watching what's happening. What's the feeling like right now? Because you're on the brink of maybe being team champion. Also, you're still fighting for the drivers' championship.
Yeah, those are big things to achieve, and but it's still just racing. You know, rallycross is so hard, and you really have to do everything you can in this moment. So I think that I have to make a really good start and focus on these 6 laps. Hopefully, get the jump on Andreas alongside me. but no, it's not going to be easy. And still, I have to keep my focus on this semi-final, and then crossing my fingers to hear some good news when we finish.
And finally, what would it mean to you if the teams do win the Teams Championship, in a word?
Well, to be world champions would be absolutely undescribable. Yeah, it's too big to think about, really.
And of course, you'll be in the same race as the Fords that could stop you.
Yeah, of course, main competitors are in the same semi, so it's going to be tough.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, hello and welcome to Italy for round 12 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship. We had a lovely sunny day yesterday. We've had nothing but rain today, but we have had fantastic action throughout. You're looking at Peter Solberg. He's desperate to hold on to the world title. Can he win it here, or is it going to go all the way to the final round in Argentina? Here's where we've been so far. It has been a long season, 13 rounds. Started earlier on this year, of course, back in Portugal in similar weather to what we've had here this weekend. Lots of events close together. Second half of the season, we've had one every fortnight, and we are now in Italy for round 12, the penultimate round of the season. Near Brescia at the Franciacorta circuit. That's what the weather's looked like pretty much all day. My name is Andrew Coley, reporting from the paddock, as always, will be Neil Cole, and joining me this weekend on commentary is Tim Harvey. Tim, you've been with us, of course, at Lyden a couple of times before. Your first time out of the UK with the World Rallycross Championship, and it's been mecca, hasn't it?
Yes, I've got my passport, and it's been a brilliant weekend, full of drama, great racing,
I'm just waiting for the
high
talkback to
sport
tell me when
and
we're
entertainment.
live at the moment.
Well, we can see how everybody has qualified, got to this point. Backerud looking very jolly, Timmy Hansen looking relaxed as well. There are your top 16. Kristoffersson, Hansen, Solberg, Backerud, Larsen, Nittish, Timosyanov, Markland. Also making the cut, Genet, Linner, Doran and Stoll. Heikkinen, PG Anderson just missing out. There's where they split semi-final 1. Johan Kristoffersson's on pole with Peter Solberg alongside him. Semi-final 2, it's Timmy Hansen with Backerud alongside him. Now, we have a very special guest here this weekend. Down on the grid, we have Jean Todt, the FIA president, and Neil Cole is with him now.
So we are on the grid here, ready for the semi-final here in Italy. How impressed are you with the progress of the FIA World Rallycross Championship?
I mean, it's very exciting. Long time I've not seen a rallycross, and it will be probably quite tough with the weather conditions, but it's a good atmosphere, good action, quick, sometimes wild. So it's what we do expect in this kind of event.
And how important is it for the championship and for the FIA that this grows as quickly as it is?
I mean, of course, it is very important. You know, otherwise we would not have decided to create a FIA Rallycross World Championship. So, you know, when you get to this level, it's part of the most important racing, motorcar racing. So, of course, and that's why I'm very pleased to see good drivers, good cars, good circuits. It's very pleasing.
Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy the race.
Thank you.
Well, great to see such an enthusiastic reaction from Jean Todt on his first visit to the World Rallycross Championship paddock. Neil's been very busy down on the pre-grid. Earlier on, he managed to catch up with Andreas Backerud, who is in semi-final number 2.
Andreas, I just saw you do your signature one-armed press-up in front of all of your fans. Is that the best way to prepare for a semi-final?
Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, yes, it is. You know, this semi-final is all about taking the start and get the windscreen clean. If you not take the start, go to the joker. Try to be alone. It looks hard out there and really rough, and it's all about getting the car to the finish line.
Getting car to the finish, what's the pressure on you in terms of Teams Championship?
I don't really know the points how it is, but I know for sure I need to pump on the loud pedal, right?
Good luck.
Thank you very much.
We've had 5 championships to settle here this weekend. 3 of them have been done already. You can see your RX Lights champion there, Kevin Hansen. Balmanis won the Super 1600s. And just a very short while ago, Tommy Rustad became the European Rallycross champion for Supercars. This is how he did it. So this was off the line. Rustad leading out in front. Very sideways moment here. Managed to hold on to it. Managed to keep his car very clean indeed. Tim Harvey, great job by Rustad, wasn't it, all weekend. Grosjean, his main competitor, didn't quite go his way.
No, didn't. I mean, Rustad has come back from puncture earlier on in the weekend, and so everyone's had their ups and downs, but he really has personally driven faultlessly all weekend.
This was a close merge with Vibey, but he managed to come out in front. Absolutely brilliant job by Tommy Rustad. Through the last corner to take victory in the final as well as victory in the championship.
Tommy, give us some idea what this means to you. You are European Rallycross champion.
It means a lot. It means a lot. I haven't been thinking too much because I want to work hard to win before I'm thinking too much. But I was dreaming about this when I was 10 years old, and when Martin Skanke, Penning Wolfridsson, and the guys at that time was European champion. So, yeah, it's a dream which coming true from I was 10 years old. So it's so fantastic. Thank you very much to everyone which have been supported me on this project and also in the past.
And now you just have to go through and win in the final anyway.
Yes, that's the target. So, but now I'm so happy. Woo! So thank you, everyone.
Congratulations.
Well, that's a long time, isn't it, to be carrying a dream like that. You can see what it meant to him, and that left him free, Tim, in the final, having won the semi-final, just to go out and do his thing. And Tamas Palkis left on the line, so Palkis was looking like he might be able to threaten Rustad, but he got away out front. And again, the only man with a clean car in the field, and visibility today has been shocking. And look at this, just the class of the field. He's been the class of the championship this year.
Yeah, the track has really cut up, but he was out in front, pulled out a nice gap, was able to take his joker and cross the line without ever putting his wipers on and celebrating true rallycross style.
Great stuff from Rustad. European Rallycross Championship for 2015. Peter Hedström congratulating him, and Rustad waving up to all the Norwegians here. Tommy Rustad plus 8 points for him here. Dubourg second, Vibey was third. Hedström, Grosjean unfortunately DNF'd in the final. It wasn't a great weekend for him. Tamas Palkis with another DNF too. Coming up for you then for the rest of this fantastic live hour of action. First up, we have the World RX semi-finals. Top 3 go through, the bottom 3 go out. Onto the RX Lights final live. Kevin Hansen, of course, the champion, is released to really go for it there, try and take a final win of the season. And then who is going to take the win in round 12 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship? And can Solberg tie up the title, or is Hansen going to make it go to Argentina? Neil Cole has been down on the pre-grid for quite some time, and he had another chat earlier on with Liam Doran, who is in semi-final number 1.
Liam, it is great to see you in the semi-final. It's been a while, but I don't think you realise how much goodwill people really want you to do well.
Yeah, I've had a tough year, to say the least, and it's nice to see everyone has been wishing me well and wishing me good luck. And yeah, I think that's because I haven't been around for a while, so I don't know if they're going to say the same thing after the semi-finals. But yeah, I'm happy to be here. You know, we've had the speed for the last few races, the last 4 or 5 races, and we've set top 3, top 4 times at every event. And so I know me and the car have got the speed, but it just hasn't come together. And even this weekend, it hasn't come together as well as it could. We had 2 fourth times, so we should be near the front, but we're right at the back. But I'm in, and that's all that really matters. And I know I've got the speed, and hopefully, touch wood, she does me well now, and we can get a good result.
Obviously, your position means that it will be dirty out there. The visibility might be a problem. What's the strategy?
Yeah, it'll be dirty in terms of the windscreen, but it'll be clean in terms of how many people are hitting me, won't it? So, you know, I'm at the back, nothing to lose, nothing to gain, really. So, do my best, and got to try and get to the final to help Peter for the championship. You know, we are a team, and I've got to do what I can. Really, the pressure on for me is to get to the final to help him with trying to hold Timmy back a bit.
Okay. Well done. Good luck.
Thanks.
Well, it is a big ask for Liam to make it through to the final from the back row, but it's great to see him in the semi-finals again, first time since Hockenheim. Here's the lineup for semi-final number 1. Johan Kristoffersson on pole with the world champion Petter Solberg alongside him. Row 2, Larson and Timosyanov, both on form in the second half of the season. And on row 3, Davy Genet, Hansen's teammate, and Liam Doran, Solberg's teammate. Liam then in a good position at the back of the grid on the outside to see what happens in front of him, try and avoid any trouble and contact up front. The marshal runs through, waiting for the lights to change. They're away for semi-final 1. Great start by Petter Solberg. Look at Larson though. Larson up the inside of Solberg. Solberg's going to get squeezed here. Timosyanov on the right, almost in the wall. Solberg pops out in second place. Sideways over the jump. Larson, they're 3 abreast behind. Doran's down in 6th. There's definitely contact at the back. Genet having a look up the inside of Timosyanov. Timosyanov's up the inside of Larson. Larson, where's he going to go? Timosyanov goes Joker and Larson the other way. 5 people off to the standard lap.
Yeah, a lot of contact behind the front 2, which was Solberg and Kristoffersson, but so far they've all kept on the island, and now look at the visibility. This is the big problem now as we get to the semis and the final.
Quite a sensible decision, I think, from Timosyanov. We discussed this earlier on. Just look at Liam's car. It gives you a good idea of how dirty he is there. Not just to get out of the into clear space, but to get out so you can see where you're going. Timosyanov now can chase the pack down from the back, and look, he's already getting towards the tail of these cars, put himself in a great position. He knows they're going to fight and cost each other time on that one.
If they trip over each other, he'll pull back that time he lost on the Joker lap. Liam is trying to get through here on the back of Genet, but there's no way through, even if he can see it.
So I wonder if Liam might take the Joker now to free himself up. He does. Liam Doran splits off to the left-hand side into the Joker lap, and that means that he's got gap from Genet. Timosyanov, I think, is going to come out in front of him. Look for Timosyanov at the back of that train of cars. Clever decision from the Russian. He's miles in front of Liam already, but Liam's now gone. Maybe he's going to get some space.
Interestingly at the front, Solberg is not putting Kristoffersson under pressure, is it? Kristoffersson's got this one for pace, certainly. No surprise after his dominant win in the wet race of Portugal at the start of the year.
Absolutely fantastic job by Kristoffersson there, and here as well. Great job. So maybe the car then really suiting the conditions, Tim. We know Kristoffersson's a bit of a weapon anyway. I mean, 13 out of 13 wins in Porsche Carrera Cup Scandinavia this year. Super consistent and able to do the rallycross thing as well.
But only one overall win this year, so but they've had all day to set these cars up for these conditions. There was no halfway house. It was wet all day.
Saw some gambling earlier on tyres, everybody on wet tyres here, and that's as much about trying to find some purchase in the dirt, isn't it, really? There isn't so much of the way of standing water, but there's so much loose dirt and mud down that section of the track. See it plastered to the front of the car.
Well, it falls off the car when they brake. There's so much of it on there, so the tarmac's covered in mud as well. So, yeah, wet tyres the choice for everybody.
2 big stops on the brakes. You're looking at one of them there as they brake down to turn into the hairpin in front of the Arn Spotters Tower. Make the right-hand turn up and over the jump. Kristoffersson leading from Solberg, Larson and Genet. And so far, only Timosyanov and Doran have jokered.
Yeah, 6 laps, remember, these semi-finals. So slightly longer than the heat races, which were only 4 laps.
Spin in the background, that's Genet. So Genet's had a spin, lights the throttle back up.
Has he got a problem, perhaps?
Hard to see. I wonder with rear left, maybe, but either way, round he went. So Genet, I think, is going to be pretty much out of this one. You can count him out. That's not great for Peugeot, because, of course, they're looking to tie up the team's championship here. But the 2 Ford drivers in the next semi-final who might be able to make it through, and that might mean that that one goes further. It's mathematically unlikely, but it's all about the driver's title. Is it going to go all the way? Solberg needs to get through, and Hansen needs to get through in the next one as well.
Yeah, well, at the moment, remember, it's only the top 3 that go to the final from each semi, so at the moment, Solberg is looking like he'll get through.
Really
sideways. Wide moment there. That corner of all the tarmac track corners is very, very slippery. Larson has taken the Joker.
So where is Larson going to come back in? Because everybody behind him is joking. Timosyanov, remember, jokering on lap 1, trying to get into Freya. Look at Larson on the throttle hard. He's going to try and drag race the Russian all the way down the straight. He's going to get alongside him. Tim is on the inside. He's going to go defensive on the brakes. Larson super late on the brakes, dives the nose down. You can see all the dirt falling out of the car. Bang into the back of Timosyanov, trying to push him a little bit wide. Can he get the cut back now as they go into the left-hander? And then it's the race down to the hairpin again. Larson on the throttle. Timosyanov's going defensive on the brakes. Larson's having a look now. Can they get him maybe on the exit, Tim? Fantastic racing from these 2 Timmers sideways. Larson's got good grip. He's still in the back of him as they go over the jump.
And this is for a place in the final. The 3rd place, this is what they're fighting for, a place in the final.
Absolutely everything riding on which one of them get through. We're on the last lap. Your leaders have gone into the Joker lap. Johan Kristoffersson, who won back in Portugal. And Peter Solberg, the world champion, hoping to hold on to his title. And look at that, there was a mistake there. It was a mistake from Timosyanov, but Larsson's too far back to make anything of it. Kristoffersson is on his way around the hairpin. He's got the right and the left to go. He's off the throttle. He can be smooth now. Kristoffersson's going to go through. He takes semi-final number 1, books his slot on the front row of the grid. Solberg goes through in second place, and third place goes to Timosyanov. Fantastic racing in semi-1. So both the teammates are out. Doran is gone, Genet is gone. It's going to come down to what Hansen can do now to see if he can make it through to the final. Solberg, by taking P2 there, there's still a slim possibility they could win the title here. Genet, a long way back after that spin. Can't see anything wrong with the car, Tim. You know,
no obvious damage is there, but he'd be disappointed with that. He has been quick, but doesn't make it through to the final.
Disappointment for him.
No chance of a third win this year either.
Shame. Here's the result then of semi-final number 1. Johan Kristoffersson with the win from Peter Solberg and Timosyanov. Larsson trying desperate to get past Timmer but couldn't get it done. Doran doesn't make it through to the final, and neither does Genet. We can have a look back at the start. This was over the jumps. This was later on in the race. Timosyanov pushing really hard. Doran as well, sideways, the exhaust glowing, flames from the back of Liam's car, always spectacular. Great to see him in the semi-finals. Unfortunately, didn't make it through to the final this time. Neil Cole is in the Ion Spotters Tower, and he is with Tommy Kristoffersson, Johan's dad and team manager.
Tommy, it looks like you got that car set up perfectly for this track.
Yeah, actually, the Volkswagen Polo is brilliant when it is circumstances, and Johan is also so happy behind the steering wheel. He feels so confident with the car when it's raining. So, and when you do it like that, it looks simple, but it's a lot of work behind it.
Good luck in the final.
Thank you.
It looks simple. We know there's a lot of work behind that. Certainly a lot of work behind the wheel as well. But great job by Tommy, helping with preparing that car. Semi-final number 2 is good to go already. On pole, Timmy Hansen, who fought Andreas Backert alongside him for the win last time out in Turkey. Next row, Backert's teammate Nitish and Anton Markland. And at the back, we've got Linnerud and Manfred Stoll. This is Manfred Stoll's first semi-final since Canada. Hasn't made it to the final, so he'll be keen to try and do what Liam wanted to do. You can see him doing a quick tyre warm and clean in the background. For me, this is all about Hansen, Tim. He's on the front row, got to stay out of trouble.
Hansen knows what he's got to do. He's seen Solberg go through. He's starting from effectively the pole position, so he knows he's got to get through. But we've seen cars sweep through from the right-hand side of the grid, the left-hand side as you look at it, and take that lead. But with visibility as it is, this start is more important than ever.
Hansen on the inside will want to move across and cover Nitish off as soon as he can, because that means then he can give himself just a tiny bit of space to move into the inside. On board with Hansen now, he pulls the handbrake on, the 5-second board's up. Green light, really fast start. Big wheel spin from Hansen on the inside. You can see the water coming with his tyres. Backwards, got Marker too. Hansen in the wall! Hansen in the wall! Has he broken the car? Timmy Hansen, this is the worst case scenario for Timmy Hansen. He's still stuck down in turn 1. This could be game over. The World Championship could be decided here in Italy. Timmy Hansen has hit the wall in turn 1.
He will not make the final, so Solberg will have the opportunity in the final, perhaps to win the World Championship. That was a disaster. Too much wheel spin off the line. He tried to make up for it straight away. Should have been more patient.
Unbelievable. Timmy Hansen is still sat down in turn 1. The car is stuck in turn 1. Is he hoping for a race stoppage? The yellow flags are out. He's literally on the racing line. Backward's going to be the first one to find him. Backward sees it. Going to go around the back of Hansen. There he goes. Peter Solberg will be rubbing his hands together. There are the Peugeot Hansen team. Oh, you don't need a degree in body language to see what's going on there, do you? Back to the race. Backward leading from Manfred Stoll from the back of the grid. Stoll's never made it through to a final. This is a great performance for him. Marken is in third. Hansen walks away from the car. Hands in the air. Oh, hand on his heart. Thumbs up to the fans. Takes a bow. Timmy, if it's over now, you did your very best to take it to the final round. It's been a wonderful second half of the season.
It's not over yet. It does depend on what Solberg does. So let's just see what happens. Let's get back to this race. Manfred Stoll, absolute star this weekend. Barrel rolled his car earlier and the team rebuilt it. He got through his heats incredibly and got through here and is running in second place behind Baccarou.
Proper end-over-end shunt as well for Stoll. The team having to work all night on that. Ollie O'Donovan had a similar crash and his team worked till half-time this morning to fix the car in the European Rallycross Championship. Andreas Baccarou doing a wonderful job here out front. Stoll going with him. Markland also impressive because Markland's sitting in third place in the minute, having Joker already. So Markland, we could see go through to the second row in the final here.
Yeah, that would be a fantastic result, wouldn't it? He's only made one final, 6th in Turkey, but you can see in the back of Stoll's car with the bumper hanging on, you can actually see the damage to the body shell that was incurred in that roll if we get another shot of it.
It was
really badly damaged.
Yeah, such a heavy impact. Landed on its nose first of all in the soft mud and then went over onto the back. Hansen's car stricken in the hairpin. Backward over the jump, Manfred Stoll sweeping through that right-hander. Markland goes with him. Over the jump. Markland's done well this weekend. Shame not to see Andrew Jordan in the other car. A few problems, and they've got to send the cars to Argentina, so he was unable to take part today. But Markland, a real increase in pace towards the end of the season, being so careful over that crest just to hold on to it. Now, Markland here is in a position where he really needs Stoll to joker and get out of his way, Tim.
Yeah, but he's going to get that position anyway. Remember, he'll be delighted just to make the final. So he's going to get at least second when Stoll jokers. So he doesn't need to push the issue anymore at the moment.
So they can afford to play it safe. Stoll is sideways in front. He damaged the rear of the car yesterday. He's damaged it again today. Everything's hanging off him. Manfred Stoll giving it the rally style.
No overtaking into this corner, obviously, because the yellow flag's out for Hansen's car.
That's one of our two main overtaking spots gone. The other one being the braking zone at the end of the straight. But, of course, we've got the Joker lap as well. And our two leaders are yet to take it. So Andreas Baccarou, who you're looking at, still got a Joker, and behind him, Manfred Stoll. Stoll Jokers now, so Stoll into the Joker lap. And Tom Markland's in second place on the inside. I think this is going to see Markland straight up. I wonder whether or not Nitish can get through to the final too, because, of course, this is a disaster for Peugeot as well, in that neither of the cars have made it through to the final. So, Teams Championship is going to be, again, mathematically very, very close, but...
And with Baccarou definitely going through, as soon as he finishes this race, they're going to close up on points.
They are indeed. Markland onto the start-finish straight. It's a bit more grip now, Tim, so this is the first time really all day that we've seen the track dry out a bit. And when I say dry, it's in the loosest possible sense of the word.
Yeah, I still don't think they're going to be thinking about dry tyres, but it's getting closer to that window. You saw the back of Baccaroud's car there, a lot of damage on that.
Looking like Stoll's, isn't it?
Yeah,
They're both missing their rear bumpers. So Baccaroud into the right-hander. I think he's got enough space here to get out in front of Markland.
But Markland has picked up that second place, as we thought.
Great job by him. Andreas Baccaroud, Norwegian pretender to Solberg's throne. Very popular out in Norway. He's got an enormous fan club here. You'll hear them as he crosses the line. We might even get to see them. They're all in his famous baby blue colour with the number 13 branding on it. Baccaroud takes the win in semi-final number 2 from Markland in second. And Manfred Stoll makes the first final for Team World RX Austria. Great job by him. There are the Baccaroud fan club. Straight into a song.
Yeah, that was a great effort. Good job. And this is good for Baccaroud. Remember, he's had 8 finals this year, but no wins. Indeed. Will this be the first time?
He would desperately like that, wouldn't he? Linnerud with a puncture. Seen a few of those. Is that going to affect the final? Linnerud spins in the final corner. All a bit irrelevant now, really.
Yeah, he's not in the final, so he might as well just
take it home, yeah.
Exactly. Park it.
Linnerud over the line. Well, we are hearing that despite both the cars not making it through to the final, Peugeot Hansen are the team's champions for 2015. Not possible now with the number of points left because, of course, heading to Argentina, there's only 56 points available at any one event, and their lead is bigger than that, even if they take the maximum. Baccaroud in the final here. Andreas Baccaroud with the win in semi-final number 2. Anton Markland takes second. Manfred Stoll is third. Nitish doesn't make it through. Neither does Linnerud. But most importantly of all, Timmy Hansen, DNF. Is the dream over, or can he still drag it to Argentina? Well, I'm looking forward to seeing another look at that start. Here we are, Hansen on the inside. Tim, look at the wheel spin.
He gets wheel spin. Look, Markland's come across as contact, and I guess, in fairness to Timmy Hansen, he probably couldn't have got out of it at that stage. Markland was on a mission to get across, and this is on board again. Watch, he's pushed into the wall, and second contact with Nitish, and that was it.
Nitish coming off badly there too. I hadn't really spotted that. We were so, engrossed in what had happened to Hansen that Nitish also the loser.
Yeah, I thought that Hansen had probably pushed it a little bit too much, but with Markland coming across, there was really nothing he could do.
I think really the only thing he could have done was get a better start. He was compromised by the start, and was it the wrong RPM? Did he just go a little bit harder than he normally would with the nerves of the championship resting on it? It's impossible to know. Either way, he hasn't made it through to the final. He's still smiling. Neil Cole's in the spotters tower.
Kenneth, what a roller coaster of emotions. Timmy's car is still stuck at turn 1, but Team Peugeot Hansen are team champions.
Yeah, at this moment, I mean, it's David lost and Timmy lost in each semi-final. It feels strange, but we are the champion. We have fight so hard for this year. So, I mean, even with this race here, now we catch enough points. So, of course, we are happy. But it's a very strange feeling, of course. We want to win the race also. But for sure, in some minutes, some hours and so on, we will be more and more happy, for sure.
So Kevin wins in the RX Lights. You are team champions, but now there's a possibility that Petter could seal the driver's title today in the final, if he wins the final.
Yeah, that's a possibility. You know, it's he has been in front of us since the beginning of the season, so it was just a bonus to be able to fight with him. But of course, we hope that we can fight also in Argentina for the driver's title.
But congratulations, well, a huge achievement to be team's champion.
Thank you a lot. Thank you.
Well, Hansen's stricken 208 rolled up onto the trailer. It's a shame not to see either car go through to the final when they take the team's championship. I think they'll have to save that celebration for Argentina, see if maybe they can take one last win there and then have a bit of a party. It's been a brilliant job by them. They've been dominant in the second half of the season. Well, another one of our championships that was settled here this weekend was the Super 1600. Well, this was in Heat 4. Yannis Baumanis in the 99 car in the middle of the grid, getting a decent start out in front of De Borg. And Baumanis knew at this point that all he needed to do was get it to the finish, take those points from qualifying, and then he would be the champion before he went to the final, which just means that he could relax a bit more, Tim.
Yeah, but he's been a dominant driver all weekend, hasn't he? And of the year as well, really.
Misulia and De Borg having a decent battle, bit of contact between them. But Baumanis out front in the Renault Twingo. Made a mistake with his strategy back in France, gave away too many championship points, and then was lucky when some of his rivals had problems in later events. But I really do think he deserves the championship.
Yannis Baumanis, you are the 2015 Super 1600 champion. How does it feel?
No words. It's just so amazing feeling, and mostly for the team, family, homes, the sponsors, but give this opportunity to me to win the championship. It's just incredible. It's hard to say in the words what I feel now, what my family, what team feels, because again, it's a 4th championship title for me. This year I became Estonian Supercar champion and now European Super 1600. It's brilliant.
Now all you have to do is get to the semi-finals and win in the final.
I hope that I win also the heats and then semi-final, probably from the first row, and then, yeah, definitely I want to win the last race.
Well done, congratulations.
Thank you.
Good job by Baumanis. Didn't go his way, unfortunately, in the final. Watch this. So Baumanis slotting in behind Lindemann. It was his teammate behind him. And Timmy was unlucky here because when you're in the air, you're committed. Baumanis lands, gets a little tag.
Gets sideways, and Sugar Boots in actually gets into his boot and turns him around.
Yeah, you got the boot in, and I'm afraid spun him around. It was accidental. You'd never do that to your teammate, would you? But as you say, in the air, there are no brakes.
So you can't steer him in the air. It's actually where, as he landed, turned right. But it was advantage then Lindemann for the rest of the final.
Lindemann taking the checker flag, another win for him. Great drive. Yannis Balmanis confirmed as the champion, of course, after Heat 4. Ulrich Linnemann in second place, moving up to second, taking that spot from Szabo here at the final round. Nikita Misjulia further down. We thought he might do it this year. And then the rest of the field who've fought at various different events as the season has gone on. Been a great season. 4 out of the 5 championships settled so far. Crowd are waiting for the RX Lights final, which is coming up very soon. And we can have a look back at the semi-finals and see how the drivers got to where they are. So Olofsson at the front here with Brinterson, and the important thing to note here is Brinterson, who's been the winner of loads of events this year, missed the first one, and as a result of that really wasn't able to fight for the championship, and unfortunately here he broke the car, Tim. That was the point at which Kevin Hansen knew, sitting on the start line, saw Brinterson come past slowly, he knew he'd done it.
Yeah, Brinterson had a problem with the rear, and immediately you'll see the problem on the back end of the car. There it is. Immediately Hansen knew he was champion.
Olofsson doing a good job here. In very, very difficult conditions for the youngsters. It was Olofsson who took the win, semi-final number 1. And right about now, Kevin Hansen was on the start line and knew that he didn't have to do anything too crazy. He had been confirmed the champion. Back to the standard battle of the two Kevins, Kevin Eriksson and Kevin Hansen. Followed each other round, and then they split their Joker strategy up.
Well, perhaps distracted a little bit by knowing he'd won the championship. Hansen led all the way to the last lap, but then Eriksson took his Joker, and it was just enough at the end to get him back into the lead.
Hansen would be disappointed to lose out in the semi. Puncture. This was Eriksson. Look at that, right down to the last braking zone. Kevin Eriksson getting the better of Kevin Hansen. They've been rivals before, and we're going to see them do battle in the final. So Kevin Eriksson over the line, ahead of Hansen, but Hansen, remember, confirmed the RX Lights Cup champion for 2015.
Kevin Hansen, you are the 2015 RX Lights champion. How does it feel?
Oh, incredible. We worked so hard throughout the year, and what an amazing team I have with all the great partners, and it's just an amazing end to the year, and oh, thank you, everybody.
How did you manage to keep it cool during that race, knowing that you were champion?
I saw Thomas slowed in the first semi, and I knew that we were going to be champions, but you know, it's a rallycross, you need to keep calm, and we're second in the semi-final and progress to the final, so now we really want to push for an amazing end, but we're a champion, it's been so good.
Well done.
Thank you. Yes!
I think he's quite pleased, Kevin Hansen. Here we are, here's the grid for the final of the year for the RX Lights Cup. Simon Olofsson on pole with Kevin Eriksson alongside him. Kevin Hansen and then Oliver Eriksson, the brother of Kevin, on row 2. On the back row, Simon Vegos Versen and Joachim Wahl. So gloves are off now, Tim. Championship settled. Kevin will be keen as well to get a decent result for the family team. What can he do away from the line? 5 second boards up, they've been on the limiter for ages already. Green light. What a reaction time from Kevin Hansen on row 2. Absolutely stunning, but can't quite squeeze the nose in between the two drivers in front of him. Olofsson tags the wall. Olofsson's going to spin. Who's he going to collect? Oh, Kevin just avoids him. Olofsson with a massive tag slapper. Kevin Hansen just managed to avoid it. Oliver Eriksson, and that's a spin there as well. He's going to spin back. Oh, Versen, I think so. Sorry, yes, for Vegos Versen. So Vegos Versen spun around, so much going on off the start.
Down the race. Olofsson looks like he's out of the race. What a shame. He made a good start, but then just clipped the tyres at turn 1. That sent him into a tank flapper.
Look at this for Eriksson, absolutely fallen into his hands because everybody else had to avoid Olofsson at the start. Olofsson used unlucky, just a tiny touch to the barrier, just went into turn 1 a little bit too enthusiastic from the pole there. He's had to wind so much lock on Tim, and there just wasn't enough grip.
Well, he managed to sort of hold it, but he was on the lock stops from side to side. How the others avoided him over that jump, I really don't know.
Kevin Hansen in particular had to anchor up big time. Did he turn left and then back on the throttle? And so that's played into Kevin Eriksson's hands. So if Hansen can chase him down from here, it'd be a bit of a hero's drive for the champion.
Oh, going off wide there, that's Oliver Eriksson.
Oliver Eriksson in the background. problem for him. So this is becoming a two-horse race out front very quickly indeed.
It is, but it could be a good battle. Hansen knows he's champion. He might as well really fling everything at this.
Yeah, absolutely. His favourite hashtag is under control. He only ever tweeted once, not under control, when he had a big crash in Canada. So let's hope he remains under control for this one and can take the fight to Ericsson. Kevin Ericsson down past the competition into the braking zone for the hairpin. And Kevin Hansen, I'll tell you what, Tim, he's doing a good job of chasing him down.
He is. They're very equal on times, aren't they? It's all going to come down to who makes a mistake if not.
Hansen over the bump. Oh, Hansen a bit too sideways and a bit too wide. Yeah. Just as we were saying, he's closed the gap down. That's how hard he's trying. A tiny mistake, and that's handed a little bit of breathing space back to Ericsson again.
Very often in rallycross, it's not how quickly you drive, it's how few mistakes you make, because you never get that track position back.
The lights cars, of course, one make championship. Naturally aspirated engines. Wipers on for Hansen. He's still going to push to try and make that gap back up, but I'm pretty sure this is handed into Kevin Ericsson. With the left-hander back onto the start finish for Kevin Hansen.
They've both still got to joker, though, and as they only do that lap once in the race, it's not as familiar as the normal lap, so we'll see what happens when they take it. Need a good, clean run through from Ericsson if he's to hold the lead.
What do you do? Final round of the championship. Obviously, Kevin Hansen, I don't think he's going. If he does well, if he wins this, he's done very well. He's won the championship. It's not mixed emotions, is it? Because the year's work has gone into the championship. Of course, you want to win the race, but
it's always relief when you win the championship because it's something you try for all year long.
Said earlier on today that he was just looking for a podium, so I think that's a perfect opportunity for him to stand up there.
Yeah, it's nice to stand on the podium to celebrate, isn't it? Because obviously when he was sitting in the pre-grid when he was actually confirmed as champion.
It's a decent chance to celebrate. Kevin Ericsson with just 2 laps to go. Hansen has jokered now. Kevin Ericsson will know that. They'll have given him a call on the radio.
But it's an 8-second lead that he's got, so he's got plenty of time to do this. He should comfortably come back on. As long as he doesn't make a mistake or a half spin here, he should comfortably come back on in the lead.
Kevin Ericsson leading the final now in the title fight until Turkey. Mathematically stood an outside chance for longer, but not amongst it now. A bit of a shame as well not to see Brinderson in the final, who's done such a good job.
That rear suspension failure in the semi put him out, but would have been a great battle between these three, I think.
Kevin Ericsson a long way clear. Kevin Hansen on the last lap. They both joking now. It's just a case of not making a mistake and hoping for no problems. The track, with the weather we've had, there's a few holes out there, so obviously you just got to be nervous now and nurse the car home, Tim.
Yeah, look, he nearly lost it.
Ericsson.
That corner, perhaps a lapse in concentration. Sometimes when you've got a nice lead, you just start thinking about your victory speech and not about the lines.
Victory speech thinking on the final lap. Tim Harvey, obviously, that was the tactic back in the days of the BTCC and Porsche Carrera Cup.
Well, it was hard to come up with something new every time.
So you wanted to make sure you were witty and clever. Well, Ericsson won't need to worry. He's going to make it through. He's going to get the winner's interview. He's going to get to stand on the top step of the podium. It is Kevin Ericsson who wins the final round of the RX Lights Cup. It's a lot going his way in turn 1. Kevin Hansen comes across the line in second. And Joachim Wahl is going to take the flag for third and the final spot on the podium. Good job by Ericsson. He may not know, of course, how much that played into his hands, Tim, until he has a little look back and realises behind. Once you get off the back of these guys, you know, single-main championship is so hard to make that gap back up.
But he had the pace to do it because he had Hansen behind him the whole race and he pulled away.
Svensson over the line, the spinner on the first lap. Here's the result then, Kevin Ericsson with the win from Kevin Hansen, Joachim Wahl third, Oliver Ericsson fourth, Simon Vagos Svensson, and then Simon Olofsson with a DNF. Shame for Olofsson, sitting on the front row, didn't go his way from the start. So here's Olofsson, look, just dabs the brake twice too, and he just can't do it. And look at this.
How they spread about and missed him, incredible.
Vagos Svensson here, so a little bit of contact, and then he gets tagged from the rear, and then tags the tyres himself on the front. Didn't really see what happened in the race, again, because there'd been so much action as they'd gone over the jump. Kevin Hansen set about chasing Ericsson down, and I thought he was going to do it, and then that mistake, lap 3, gone.
Pushed hard for a couple of laps, then ran wide, and then really just decided to bring it home on the podium. But a great drive at the front by Kevin Eriksson.
Was indeed. Final win of the year for him. Hansen gets to stand on the podium and celebrate that championship. Here are the standings at the end of a long season in the RX Lights Cup. Kevin Hansen winning on 178 points from Kevin Eriksson. So Kevin Eriksson moving back up to second in the championship with those problems for Brinterson. 166 for him. Brinterson in third place on 160. Val, who finished on the podium here in fourth. Simon Olofsson, then we've got Simon Vegos Fersen, Oliver Eriksson and Christoph Holovchik. Time to get ready for the final. There is Reinis Nitish. His car up towards the pre-grid. Reserve driver, I think, for the final. So if anybody doesn't make it, Nitish will be in. The hands devices on his shoulder. A quick glance at the camera and a smile. So it's a long shot for him. But Nitish obviously hoping that he might get a chance to race. And the rest of the team's busily getting the cars ready. All eyes, though, on one man, Petter Solberg. Petter Solberg here, if he takes the win, can become the world champion. Neil Cole is down with him now. And we can get a chat with him. The champion-elect, can he do it again in Italy as he did last year?
Petter, you're on the second row of the grid in the final. As we understand it, if you win, you are champion. So what's the strategy?
I don't think we can be a champion. I don't think so. Because then, if we win the last race and I'm 0 points, then it's equal. So,
count back with the win.
Sorry?
With the number of wins and second places with count back, you can be champion.
Yeah. I just go for getting most points now anyway, so it's not... if it happens, it happens, but it's not the aim.
Okay, we'll let you concentrate.
So difficult conditions, you know, unbelievable.
Well, Solberg there hadn't done the maths himself, I think. So we've been working this out. It's very complicated. Basically, if they go with a 30-point gap, the championship would go to Solberg, even if he took the win here, because if Hansen got the win in Argentina and they had 4 wins each, Petter has more second places. So there you go, another explanation of how it works.
Well, we've had a lot of minds working on this. We're convinced it's true. Should he win this race, he will be champion. He didn't realise it. He's just going, he thought he was going for points, but that might have inspired him. You never know.
Bakkerud, last-minute prep going on. Kristoffersson pulls up.
Is there a
to
problem
the pole
there? There was a
position.
little bit of panicking.
I think everyone just running around the time between the two semi-finals, of course,
Yes,
particularly
very
semi-final
short.
2. So short to get these cars re-prepped. Everybody running around on the grid, just trying to get everything ready. The Monster Energy girls are coming back on to take their positions at the front, on board with Solberg. Just one last check of the gloves. Is that playing on his mind now?
It will, actually. You know, that would have just confused his psyche. He came to the grid thinking he was going to go for points. Suddenly, he knows now there's an opportunity, potentially, to win the World Championship at this race in the next few minutes.
Here is the grid for the Supercar final at round 12 of the FIA World Rallycross Championship. Johan Kristoffersson on pole with Andreas Bakkerud alongside him. Petter Solberg won here last year, the championship. Can he do it again? Anton Markland next to him. And on the back row, Timur Timosyanov and Manfred Stoll. Great to see Manfred Stoll in the final here. First final for Team World RX Austria. Kristoffersson, the winner in Portugal. And I have to say, on that semi-final performance...
He looked good. He was quicker than Petter at that point.
He looked very good. Petter Solberg, the world champion. Lining up on the second row of the grid. What can he do? He'll see that gap in front of him. He'll want the perfect start. He can just nurse it round if he wants to. You can see Stoll at the back there just waiting to line the car up. And the 2 reserve cars waiting. Solberg takes a glance down, just a stretch of the neck.
The roller coaster of emotions, though, as this day has gone on. When he missed his second penalty, Joker, he must have thought that was the end of it. And now suddenly he's got a chance to win.
Solberg ready to go. You're on board with the world champion. Can he get a good start? Could he take the championship here? Green light, good start. Kristoffersson, Solberg goes backwards. Markland's got Solberg already. Backward into lead. Kristoffersson stops in there. Markland, Solberg's down in fourth. And Timosyanov's right behind him. Look at the visibility. So Solberg didn't get the revs quite right there, Tim.
No, he didn't. His reaction wasn't even quite that good either on that occasion. He certainly didn't try and jump the line.
Markland's sideways and he taps across, and Markham
But
with a spin.
Solberg went for the Joker straight away, look.
So Solberg then didn't get a good start, gone into the Joker lap. Manfred Stoll's gone with him. Out front, Johan Kristoffersson, and Baccarat just ahead of him. Timosyanov. Baccarat gets the Monster Energy Supercharge Award. Timosyanov lucky to get away there. Markland and Stoll looks at Markland and Stoll side by side. Stoll goes to the inside, big dive up the inside. Manfred Stoll's got the nose inside him. Markland goes defensive, Stoll gives him a little tap. Markland's on the inside of the left-hander. Stoll now can get the power up down the straight. These two are going to race it out down in front of the Iron Spotters tower. Manfred Stoll's out wide, Markland's got defensive. Stoll's trying to go round the outside. You can't do it there, Manfred. Oh, the spin from Manfred Stoll on the gas, and then doesn't light it up. He could have finished the donut off and carried on. We've got bits of car lying in the track now, but Markland then holds on to that position, and that's it for Stoll. He's at the back of the field.
Yeah, that bumper came off the back of Baccarat's car. I think that was a genius move by Petter Solberg to take the Joker early on. It's given him a clear track, it's given him a clean windscreen. If he's got the pace, he can catch up.
Timosyanov on the Joker with Markland behind him. Solberg sitting the minute in third place. Timmer with a puncher, rear left puncher. Timmer's getting a spin. Timmer's gone super wide, so Timmer goes super wide. Markland's gone past him. Markland has gone past Timmer. Now then, what can Solberg do? Because he's near enough. Baccarat out front with Kristoffersson behind him. These guys have got to start thinking, Tim, do they Joker now and not allow Petter to have enough time to catch up? Do they want to cover him off? Or do they keep trying to make a gap and go later in the race?
Well, they've decided to stay on the track. They haven't taken their Joker. Baccarat, remember, he's had 8 finals and not won a race this year. This is a great opportunity for him.
He's won a couple of races in the last seasons. In European Rallycross and then in World Rallycross. They haven't had any wins this year, the Podium MSC team. They'd like one here. They nearly got one in Turkey last time out, but Timmy Hansen foiled that attempt. There you're looking at Andreas Eriksson. He's on the radio to Andreas Baccarat now, telling him, do not drop this, sunshine. We want to take the win. Baccarat understeers through the hairpin. I'm not sure if Solberg's making up any time on them, but I kind of want him to go now, Joker now. You know, I'd love to see both.
You want to see the drama played out, but we're going to see what happens. Baccarat doesn't take it.
And neither does Kristoffersson. Okay, Solberg then we're hearing is losing time to the leading two in terms of lap times. Bottom of your screen, Baccarat has a Joker. Kristoffersson plus 1.3, Solberg plus 6.4. I don't think Solberg is going to win the World Championship here, and it might be Baccarat, his Norwegian friend, who will foil that attempt for him.
Well, in a way, that's good. It'll go down to the wire, and I dare say Solberg will be very happy with a third-place finish and an extension in points, make it slightly easier going into the final. But Baccarat has had an incredible year. He had 7 runs in the final in the first 7 races, and then missed 3 finals. But last time out in Turkey, he was back with a bang in 2nd place. Is he going to go one better today?
I'd like to see him go one better. Baccarat, a very likeable character who's worked hard all year long. Kristoffersson to the Joker. Watch Petter Solberg in the background. Solberg comes through off the tarmac onto the concrete apron, flings the car in. He knows it. They'll be telling him now if he can push and just gain an extra couple of points. He's going to go to Argentina in a very strong position anyway, but Solberg can't. So Kristoffersson now then in the 2nd place. Solberg is in 3rd. He's going to stand on the podium here, but Baccarat is way out front.
Just the leader, Baccarat, to take his Joker now. And in fact, the Joker's not losing as much time now because the main track has cut up so badly that they're not losing quite as much time. So, advantage Baccarat. One more lap. Can he do it? Score his first win of 2015.
So Baccarat, fingers crossed for him. He's got an absolutely massive fan club. Have come all the way from Norway to here into the Joker lap. No mistakes, Andreas Baccarat. It will be his first win of the year. It will be Ford MSC's first win of the year as well. Baccarat's going to come around the Joker. He's going to do this. Baccarat's going to go into the lead. He's going to set them off. They're waving and cheering already in the grandstand. We can see them from the left of our commentary position. Baccarat's just got the straight to go. He's way out clear in front. Fantastic job by him. The right-hander down the gearbox, steady on the brakes, Andreas Baccarat. Wind the lock off on the gas through the left-hander. Andreas Baccarat takes his first win of the year, and for Ford MSC, Kristoffersson is 2nd, Solberg goes 3rd, and the Drivers' Championship goes to Argentina. Great stuff for Baccarat, Tim. I'm really pleased for him.
I'm pleased. And look at the fans. I mean, if People Power can get you a win, then that's all he needs to do.
They'd have carried him over the line.
He needs to take them to Argentina, doesn't he?
Great stuff, Manfred Stoll. First final for World RX Team Austria. They're chuffed to bits. They're down in front of us. In front of the competition, you can see them on the pit wall there. Oh, sideways in the background as well. Is that Timmer? Super sideways and a spin. Yes, Timmer. Okay, he might end up in the gravel trap. I don't know if he was showing off or lost it, but either way, there we go. Neil Cole is down. I think he's managed to grab Andreas already. So let's go and have a chat with Neil Cole now.
Since the beginning of the season, we've been hoping to see Andreas Backerud win. He's been fast, but now he's got his win. How does that feel?
It feels really, really good. I've been struggling a little. We have done so many mistakes in the beginning of the year. He was in every final. In the end, that gets into your head, and we start thinking about what do we do wrong and so on. And so we did a little break, and I tried to understand him a little more, and now we work it back again, and he's doing really well. And I mean, in this condition, he was outstanding. You know, I could hold him back. It was really nice. The car worked well, and the driver worked well, and for the first time this year, he didn't do a single mistake in the final. That's how you win the race.
Well done, thank you.
Andreas Eriksson always chasing perfection, and finally feels that Andreas Backerud has delivered it, and I have to say, I think he probably has. Absolutely brilliant drive by Backerud to take the win here. Here's your result, Andreas Backerud with his first win of the year and Ford MSC's first win of the year too. They may have lost the team's championship, but that's a brilliant way for Andreas Backerud to pick them all up ahead of the final round. Johan Kristoffersson in second place. That wet experience from Portugal didn't quite give him the win here, and Solberg couldn't take the World Championship, but he's going to be very, very close to it. Markland in fourth, Manfred Stoll and Timmers Yarnov. Off the start, so Solberg not with a great start. Markham is a great start by Markham and blocked him off instantly.
And Backerud, I didn't see that first time round. He got some attention at the back and just managed to hold the car, and that was crucial.
Big movements here as well. So Solberg goes off left. Timmer then kind of can't decide where to go. Markham, a little tag between them and a spin for Markham. So this was here. Stoll desperately trying to get past Markham, just a little bit too eager on the gas.
Well, they had half a lap side by side together. Then Timmers Yarnov had this puncture. He did manage to get it to the end, but it was good entertainment further back. But out front, no disputing the leader. It was Backerud all the way.
Great job, Andreas Backerud. He will be over the moon. There it is, checkered flag. The fans went mad, and the championship goes to Argentina. Great stuff for the Italian fans. It stopped raining in time for the final, and it was an absolute cracker. A win for Andreas Backerud. Crowd heading down towards the podium. We can have a look back at some more images from that final. Round 12 of the World Rallycross Championship. So first lap, first of all, on board with Solberg here, Tim.
Yeah, you can see.
Look at the contact, Kristoffersson.
He did well Backerud did well to hold it. Wipers going on over the jump. Immediately the screen is blocked. Perhaps this was what made Solberg decide to take the Joker straight away. There you see him dive off, and he's got clear track in front of him, but he didn't have the pace to close down Kristoffersson and Backerud.
You wonder if the team, Petter's team, don't you, done the maths and said, you know what, let's not give him the pressure, let's not tell him, just, because this is going to give him that big championship lead again. It was 35 before Turkey, it came down to 19 in Turkey, it came down to 18 after qualifying. Pressure, suddenly the pressure's gone.
Yeah. And it was good old Neil Cole that told him that and put the pressure on the pre-grid.
It was. Stoll and Markland with that fight. All the way down towards the hairpin. Manfred Stoll trying to go around the outside. Good effort. But I think probably Tim here as well. The outside of the track here is still wet and slippery. Look at the standing water and just not the grip on the inside.
As soon as he hit the throttle, he didn't get the acceleration he wanted. He just got a rotation. So that was Markland off to an eventual 4th place.
Not a bad recovery, to be fair. Timmers Yarnov, of course, with the puncture helped him out there. Finally, Backerud went off into the Joker lap. This was his final lap, his victory lap. And as you said, Tim, fantastic spot. Actually, the Joker lap was less of a hindrance by the end of the day.
Was just there, Kristoffersson really struggling over the bumps, and that's why it was the outside. The Joker lane was not quite as slow at the end of the day.
Backerud very careful on the brakes down at the end of the straight. He would have known by now he'd got it. The smile would have broken out, that wide smile on Backerud's face. Through the left-hander, and the number 13 car, he chose 13
to the left,
on purpose.
There go the crowd going mad.
Brilliant. 13 makes the B of his backer, and you can see it on the back of his race suit. That's why he chose it. Nobody chooses 13, do they? But
unlucky for some, but not for him. And
Lovely.
Petter first to congratulate him.
Lovely stuff. So Solberg over to congratulate his countryman. Jean Todt down in the holding area. Big smile from Jean Todt as well. So he says, I think Petter's there telling him I need 4 more points to be the champion. Jean Todt, okay, fair enough.
See you at the Wards
yes,
in Monaco.
I look forward to picking up the trophy. It's not done yet, though, is it? It's not done yet. Kevin Hansen behind the podium, the RS Lights champion. Congratulating Petter. Great stuff in the final, as always. Petter Solberg in the holding area. Somewhere down there, Neil Cole has managed to grab hold of our race winner, Andreas Bakkerud.
Andreas Bakkerud, your fans are singing. You look very happy. You've been waiting a long time for this win.
Yeah, but this was not my win. It was the whole team. Been working like a group together. Last couple of races haven't been the best. We come back in Turkey with our podium and so close for victory. And this race, I struggled a lot in the gravel. Andreas went through everything with me, and we have worked really, really hard. And I'm really proud of the boys racing the bar after a little bit bad mid-season. So thanks to them, everything. You know, I'm really, really happy about it.
What's great for me is that as a team manager, he can be very hard on you, but he said you drove the perfect race and that's how you win. How does that feel? Praise.
First time she's telling me that, so that's a good sign, right? No, but I felt like I didn't over-push anything. I didn't do any mistakes in the final. I tried to be constantly, and the gravel is so hard and so easy to do a mistake. So, yeah, it's just noodly, like they say.
Enjoy it. Well done.
Well, thank you.
He will enjoy it. He will enjoy it. Petter Solberg with Jean Todt behind the podium. Here are the Drivers' Championship standings then after round 12. Petter Solberg on 2.79, Timmy Hansen on 2.53. He's extended the gap to 26 points. Johan Kristoffersen in third. Bakkerud in fourth place, holds on to fourth. He was there before he came here. He's chasing down Kristoffersen. Can he get that podium spot by the end of the season? Genet, Ekström, Nittish and Heikkinen are your top 8 in the championship. Neil Cole is down in the holding area, and he's managed to find our second place man, Johan Kristoffersen.
Johan, congratulations, another second place, very consistent.
Yeah, it was good strike now on podium position. Today I definitely went for the win, but yeah, Bakkerud was slightly quicker in the start, and then from there it's so difficult with the visibility from behind. So, I mean, P2 is good, but I went for the P1.
Unlucky. What will make the difference? When will you take that next step again?
I will see. I mean, we are getting stronger and stronger, and we have a good now platform to stand on and be on the podium for many events in a row, which is very, very good. And I mean, I'm very happy with the team, with the car. Everything is working out very well, and it was quick on dry and wet here. So I mean, we have a good package. It's just to get the last thing to win.
Congratulations, well done.
Thank you.
It's Tommy Rustad, the European Rallycross champion, with Kevin, the RS Lights champion. Here are the team standings after round 12. Team Peugeot Hansen confirmed the champions here in Italy. Ford MSC, last year's champions, in second place. SDRX, so Liam Doran and Petter Solberg's team in third place. Team Sweden, EKS, and the VW Markland Motorsport. Neil has finally found the last man on the podium, the world champion-elect, but not quite, Petter Solberg.
Petter, I'm sorry if I spooked you on the grid before the race, but it didn't seem to matter. You came third, another podium with some very valuable points.
I'm very happy, and it's all about the consistency. And it's so easy to get punctures there, and when I've been so sick, I'm not 100% focused. So just please, so rough there, easy to get punctures, and well, it was a good fight. What can I say? We just have to work on now and focus for the last race. It's very exciting.
Well done, thank you.
Thank you. Solberg knows the score. He's just got one event to go and he might become the champion. Here are the champions from this weekend. Kevin Hansen takes the RX Lights Cup. Great job by him. Tim Harvey, have you enjoyed joining us again in the World Rallycross? It's been a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you, Andy. As always, great entertainment, great motorsport. I've enjoyed every minute.
Fantastic stuff. Liam Doran losing his window earlier on today.
Good to see him in the final, though.
Yeah, it was great. Made it through, didn't he, for the first time back in the semi since Hockenheim. Timosyanov, absolutely on form this weekend. He was. The puncture unfortunately scuppered him in the end. Robin Larsson, a little tap on the back. Maybe that was where the damage happened. This was Kristoffersson winning the first of the semis. The second one, that was where Timmy Hansen's championship dream, I think, probably ended. He needs Solberg to have a disaster.
We talked about that first corner all weekend, how dangerous it was. It caught out our championship contender, and Hansen will be very disappointed, but Peugeot can celebrate the team's championship.
On to the final, on board with Petter Solberg, looking out front. Bakker had nearly lost it in turn one, but he managed to hold on. Brilliant drive, Tim Harvey.
It was a great drive, a classy drive. Timosyanov with a puncture, but didn't stop him getting to the end. Markland getting together with him, having a spin, but he ended up fourth. And, well, Stoll concluding a dramatic weekend with a donut.
With a spin. Thank you very much, Tim Harvey, for being with us here in Italy. We have one round to go. We're headed to South America, to Argentina, to conclude the second ever season of the World Rallycross Championship. Petter Solberg can tie the championship up there. We hope you'll join us.